yelling about, you idiot?
What do you mean? We're gonna be world tag team champions.
Easy.
God, I hate fat asses!
Hello and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling video podcast, filmed in glorious grapple vision and encoded with blast processing. We chronologically critique wrestling storylines pay-per-view by pay-per-view. Who is that talking? Likening us to the Main Event Mafia members, I'd be Kurt, I think. The godfather of OSW, yes, Jay Hunter.
You wish. Okay.
OOC, your Sting, the icon.
Yep.
A tweener barely hiding his contempt for the storyline.
And unhappy with the group in general. Yeah. Yeah.
And the Nation of Bollocks, V1.
Okay, I genuinely thought I was going to be Big Papa Pump because I tend to just shout garbled nonsense.
Yeah, but
half the time.
It's the look though. It's how you look. I think that's where Jay's going with this.
Oh, he's brandishing a butter knife. He's tucking
I'm
his
more homeless.
trousers
Okay.
into his boots.
Can we get him a pair of those pants?
We sure can.
Yes.
There we go. It's the final piece of OSW's Main Event Mafia story arc, and it's coming up right now. That was a nice extended Main Event Mafia intro song by Mono Memory. Did you enjoy that one? Yeah, it felt big.
Grandiose.
It's a minute 30 now.
Oh, wow.
So we've got the final boss, the final countdown. Goldust has the final cut.
WCW had the final solution.
Oh, see, how are you feeling about the final episode? Final piece.
Yeah, the final piece of the puzzle. I'll look back with...
A plum.
No, what's the opposite of a plum?
An orange.
Look back with an orange on this arc. No, there were some highlights, and the Golden Nuggers will explore all of that.
Woo! V1, how you feeling, buddy?
Very happy that we are ending the arc.
Jesus Christ.
It hit some kind of critical mass in, like the last two reviews. But, glad to say I had fun watching this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great crack.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so before we move on, just quick piece of business for you. OSC, we very much enjoyed your OSC CBC. I think the highlight of the arc, if I'm not being so bold.
You're not. You're definitely not.
And in Victory Road, I asked, what are you following up with? And I was like, nothing. Well, sir, if you do not follow up, Nigel McGuinness will.
Ooh.
Let's check in on Collision.
Ooh.
And
with ease that slam by Big Dutch.
Imposing, he's got crushing strength. Ethan Lenny to Vincent George. Come on! Of Mice and Men, John Steinbeck. Do you read? You uncultured.
Oh, I love him. I love a bit of McGuinness. Very good, sir.
You do have to have a basic knowledge to commentate on a professional wrestling show.
I am not obviously assuming that he's making any kind of reference to OSW, but I hope he is.
I would think it's blatantly obvious he is, Steve. He's a huge fan of yours.
Nigel, reach out, my friend. Not to me, I'm not on social media. Reach out to one of them.
One of these two mugs. One of our fans, I think, made a salient point. He was like, I'm enjoying the arc, but I don't know what's happening. Like, I'm paying attention, I'm watching it, I don't know what's happening. There's too much stuff. Can you kind of bring us up to speed, basically?
Are you telling me that Jay Hunter is going to give us a rundown segment to bring us up to speed?
I am not. I am saying, see, sir. A segment to get us up to speed.
Okay.
Main Event Mafia recap. Get us up to speed.
Here we go. We're going all the way back. OSW 117, also known as 117, live in Vegas. That's the formation of the Mafia. Brandy glass in hand, former 8-time world champion Kurt, 6-time world champion Booker. Steve, how many time for Nash?
4.
6. How many for Sting?
7.
Oh, bingo,
Well done.
bango,
Yeah.
bongo. Well done, sir. And newly heel 7-time and current TNA world champion Sting. Toast to the birth of the Mafia. Young punks in TNA, we won't be asking, we're demanding.
Where's back?
We don't ask. We want respect.
OSW 118, Steiner Impact, formation of the TNA Originals frontline. The success that followed, if you will. To thwart this new threat, headed by AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. End of the night, former WCW champion Scott Steiner returns to complete the Main Event Mafia. OSW 120, Turning Point 2008. Main Event Mafia sweep the board with wins for Booker, Kurt, Kevin, and Main Event Sting. OSW 122, Main Event Mafia Takeover Impact. The highlight.
Fantastic.
So this was the peak of the Mafia, where they hilariously produce the first half of Impact. Director Kurt runs the operation. I mean, backstage authority stuff, nothing special there. Ring announcer Steiner in a career highlight for that man.
So Joe. I don't know your name. I didn't sleep with you.
And Chet Lemon and Black Snow on commentary. Again, a highlight for Booker as well in my watching of his career.
With O.D. Dastardly B.
What about Sting? We left out Stinger because he wasn't part of the shenanigans. He kayfabe and shoot didn't like these heelish antics. What a shame from a carny. But there you go. We move on.
What a shame from a car.
Yeah.
Considering you've been paid for it.
Yeah. But I suppose you're in the business long enough respect. You can
Too much respect.
Yeah, you can do what you want. And eventually, OSW 128, Empty Arena Impact. The Main Event Mafia explode. Angle versus Sting in a brawl around the Impact Zone.
Yeah, so I like that when you guys hated it.
Mm-hmm. OSW 133, Victory Road, June 25th. The Mafia officially turn on Sting and kick him out.
Sting is getting beat down to a pulp with all of them taking their shots.
TNA No Surrender, a bad pay-per-view capped off by a horrific main event finish. Steve, succinctly in no more than 3 sentences, tell us about TNA No Surrender 2009. 3 sentences, go.
Just main event finish.
Only the main event finish. Okay. Main event at No Surrender 2009 is a 4-way, but then here comes a new challenger. Hernandez cashes in his
Bank in the bank.
His bank in the bank, his feast or fired briefcase, adds himself to the match, gets jobbed out like a geek. EY pile drives him on the entrance stage. He's taken out of the match. Goes back to the original 4-way. He wastes his cash in. Match is basically Kurt Angle and Matt Morgan working together to try to take out Sting and AJ until they eventually clash because they both want to win.
Angle has the ankle lock on Sting, And then Matt Morgan gives him a big pump kick and takes him out.
Ah! Then a match finally comes down to AJ and Sting, who are fighting over a downed Kurt Angle. Sting walks away, bows out, gives the win to AJ Styles, who hits the Springboard 450 to win the TNA World Heavyweight title and become champion of the number 2 promotion of the world.
I like that. He was like, oh yeah, it's me and you. Here, you have that. Sure, it's grand. Go on. And it was like, how embarrassing for AJ.
It's really bad. I hated the finish of it because it didn't do anyone any favours. And they do play it up in the month afterwards. It's really bad. It was bad.
For such a big title change, sure, you have it. I don't mind. I don't want it, you know. And that's why we didn't make it its own episode.
And fucking tonight, OSW 134 Bound for Glory. No title, no power, and no spoilers. But it's the end of the Mafia. Or is it?
We can only hope. Fantastic recap. I love the words. I love the scripting of that.
The delivery not so much.
Yeah.
The words printed on the page.
Yeah. The prose. Yeah. Yeah, we should just move on. Except we just got just one more piece of business
One more.
for you.
Go on.
Another day, another dollar, another dollar, another OSW tattoo.
Oh my god. Wow.
Ooh,
wow.
Charles Baker.
Oh, I love it. I'll tell you what's going on here. We've got the patented OSW likeness of the Macho Man with big OSW lettering underneath it, which it's unmistakable an OSW tattoo.
It is definitely OSW.
100%. And you know what? What's really special about this one? It looks like it's a crocheted doll. It looks like a teddy, a Macho Man teddy. I didn't even know you could do this kind of thing on a tattoo. It's beautiful, beautiful.
All I can think is the amount of time it would take to actually draw that and make it look like it's like a stitch patchwork or something. That's incredible. Not just incredible. That's incredible.
It looks like a badge. And that's so fucking cool. Yeah, it's very creative, you know, like it's something that I would never have thought of even having done. Very, very cool, mate.
Excellent. And that concludes his portion of the show.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Charlie, fantastic work. And yeah.
Good luck to you.
Moving on.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you. I don't remember wishing you good luck.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I wonder what's that? I hear some faint braying in the background. Something's licking the window here beside us. It's Charles Boy Stable.
Hey. This is the best bit of the boys' stable for me, is the anticipation of what it's like, you know, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, you know, Bret Hart. No, give me some shit here, Steve.
Give me some absolute bollocks. All right, here we go. Charles Boy Stable. We're going from number 5 to number 1, okay? So number 5, David Flair.
Ooh.
He is
off strong, lads.
ultra boy here.
Yeah.
The poster boy.
Has he gotten out of the shower from when Undertaker bait the bollocks out of him all those years ago?
You know, you couldn't do that in modern day. Just accost another man while in the shower.
Can I get a reasonable opinion about his wrestling? Because it's like, oh, obviously it's nepotism. The only reason he's here is because he's Ric Flair's son. But could he actually work? I mean, I'm talking to two of the pioneers of the wrestling game here, Steve and Jay.
Oh, right.
Can he work?
Where are they?
Because two of the pioneers are not being able to work.
Is he as bad as people say?
Like he's an embarrassment, to be honest. Like a male Jenna Maraska.
Honestly, that's a great way of putting it. Like, my memories of him in the ring are just being wooden and timid and mostly frozen, you know?
Like, I'd put Russo in the ring before him.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I will say congratulations to him. He dated Stacy Keibler.
What about Daffers?
I think that was kayfabe.
That was kayfabe?
Yeah. And Tori Wilson.
But still.
Yeah.
Stacy Keibler, they even had a wedding on Nitro, September 11, 2000. And All right, obviously you're not going to get married. It's in a wrestling ring. The shenanigans are going to happen. So Ric Flair comes out. He's the best man, the father of the groom. And then the police come out. It's like, oh, you're breaking Russo's restraining order against you. You got to get it. It's like, can we just finish this? It'll take 30 seconds. No, you come with us now. And then Stacey's like, oh, I'm all flustered. I'm going to run away and stop the wedding, you know. And then David Flair comes to her backstage and is like, you sure do you want to just go for the wedding? Yeah, okay, we're all here, you know. And they go back out. And does anyone know any reason we should not get married? And she puts up her hand and she's like, what? Okay, do you know the way we're together and I'm pregnant? The baby's not yours. And then, oh my God, and that's the end of that. She ran away crying all the way off TV. She was taken off TV and then they just dropped the angle because obviously she's not pregnant. But Ric Flair, in his book, he was like, yeah, they were going to say that I was the father.
Of course. Who else would it be?
And the kicker, David Flair, his real dad, Vince Russo.
Oh, I like that.
Man.
Despite there being like a 7-year age difference.
Not the point. Not the point.
It's like, guess who penned that?
Wow. Number 4.
Sorry, V1. Yeah, he has a team name for these guys, calls them the Meat Beaters.
Okay. Yeah.
I like the team name idea, actually.
Number 4. Monty Brown.
Ooh.
Pounce!
So by the time we started watching TNA, he was mostly gone or being phased out. He wasn't around for much longer. But what I got to see of him, I thought he had a cool look. Dude was jacked. The pounce is a cool move. I felt bad for him. Like, he didn't have much of a run when he went to WWECW. Was it Marcus Core Vaughn?
Very good.
Yeah, and then I think there were some like real world issues that took him away from like the business. But
Yeah, it was really sad. His sister died, and so he decided I'll leave wrestling so I can be at home and I can raise her kids.
Oh.
wow,
What a super great guy.
Well, an absolutely upstanding human being.
Definitely the guy that was like what could have been as well, because he's got a great personality. He's got a lot of creativity and a lot of spunk to him. So like, all right, I just want, like, do you know the way whenever you mention Vader, all you think, a big fat piece of shit? You know?
Yeah.
Yes, that is all I think when they say Vader.
Terry Funk.
Should have.
You're taking a man.
Yeah. Marcus Carvon, Monty Brown, all I can think of is Hard Justice 2006 pre-show. That's where there was a pyro malfunction. There was a big fire live on, well, not pay-per-view just yet. It was on the pre-show. So they had to get all the fans out and the firemen had to come in and check it out and give it the okay so they can go back in and start the show. So for 10 minutes or whatever, they're scrambling. Don West and Mike Tenay are trying to waste time and it's like, oh, Marcus Carvon, hey, come over here for a promo. Let's see how we got on.
Oh, God.
Alpha male Monty Brown.
The alpha male Monty Brown. Get it right. You feel that? You feel that? Well, let me tell something right here. And let me blaze everybody who's been talking about the alpha male. Group you all together and blaze you all at one time. Starting with you, Joe. Fat Joe. You want a false count anywhere, anytime, any place. Match with the alpha male. And you, Rhino, the only carnivore on the Serengeti is the alpha male.
Fat Joe, he's the undefeated Samoan submission machine. Well over a year, Samoa Joe has been here in TNA, never been pinned, never submitted. You have the opportunity to break that streak later tonight, falls count anywhere, but the War Machine is also involved.
Please. Hey, Joe, why you running around with that cheeseburger in your hand? Joe, you may be undefeated going in, but you won't be undefeated going out. You know, and the alpha male knows, that no one can stop the most dominant male on 2 feet. G'd up from the feet up constantly, looking so fly. And then it's time for war. And that is the war that I'll bring to the so-called War Machine, Rhino. Because he cannot deal with the alpha male. You don't want to admit it, I know, Don. You don't want to admit it, Tenay. It doesn't matter. But the truth remains the same. The alpha male was here. The alpha male was the first. The alpha male will be the last. I am the alpha male. The alpha male is me. He is I, and I am him. No one can stop me. You all know it. They know it. And tonight, Fat Joe, or whatever you want to call, you call him what you want to. I call him a hippofit. Half hippo, half elephant, hippofit. And you, Rhino, a herbivore. You don't know what that means. I know you don't. But you're a plant eater. The real deal is standing before you. The alpha male. What else stupid?
Monty Brown, the alpha male.
That was brilliant.
He did really well.
You can literally feel, you can sense the person off camera just doing the circular motion with their finger. Keep it, Monty, keep it going. Just 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. Fucking brilliant.
You can't leave until I tell you to leave. Because the first 90 seconds was fine. I think he did well, you know, and then you know it. I know it. Everyone here knows it. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Don, you don't want to admit it. Today, you don't want to admit it. Oh, he is the alpha male. He is I.
I am him. The alpha male is what I am.
I love that he was like, Rhino, I'm the only carnivore in the Serengeti. And then halfway through the promo, rhinos are herbivores.
Yeah, he figured, he realised it. He
well
corrected
done.
himself.
Well done, TLC.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay.
Brilliant. All right. Number 3. Love to stick him in your main event.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the Warlord.
Yeah. Big fan. A big fan. Big chub
fan
for
of a
this
big
guy.
man.
Yes. I was checking his win-loss record, as I normally would, and I don't like it.
A little bit of light bedtime reading.
His name is always on the right-hand side. I don't like it. I love the mask, the Phantom of the Opera / futuristic cyborg, shiny
Kano.
metal. Yes. Bit of a Saturday morning cartoon villain, like he's always being bested. He's like, okay, he can lose to Tornado, that's fine, but losing to Jim Neidhart, Rampage 91 in the UK. Neidhart, he's doing a double axe handle off the top rope and he gets it, and it's like, 2.9, oh, gee. And then, was it Neidhart, he jumps out of the way of Ho Train and then schoolboys him, and that's how he gets the pin. I was like, oh man, such a loser. My boy, stop staying in the stable. I do want you to leave with it's free lodging, free bed and breakfast at the stable, but get out, mate. We got to get him a part-time job. I swear, he needs to pay his way.
It's a halfway house. You're in the stable so you can leave the stable. It's not permanent lodgings.
I would imagine that the stables do get a little bit dirty every now and again. They could do with a stable boy to clean.
Full-time.
A full-time boy just to clean up all of the slop.
We don't have
Warlord
plumbing.
would be great at that.
Yeah. It's literally a stable.
We have hay.
Yeah.
We have hay and buckets.
Yeah.
Okay. So Warlord, you want to stay? This is the future. Grab that mop and bucket and the bleach.
Number 2, contentious Scott Norton.
Ooh.
Why contentious?
Former
Steve?
IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
Piss off.
Two-time.
Piss off.
2-time.
No.
He beat Yuji Nagata in 98 and Kensuke Sasaki in 2001.
It's literally one of the 3 major world titles of the time.
No.
Arguably the second most important world heavyweight title in professional wrestling. Maybe third after the NWA.
Okay.
Two-time world champion, this lad.
Yeah.
Look at the belt. I'm pretty sure he mentioned this before. Why is his onesie so low down? Why does he have his roid belly hanging out, mate?
Yes.
So, belly out, nips in.
Nips it.
He's teasing you.
It's the Finley School of Dressing, He's got the glasses, shave them sideburns, mate,
Well, and wasn't he, one of these quote unquote legit tough guys? I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
But you're not putting the world title on Haku or something.
No, you
do you know what I mean?
definitely
Like
not.
Bob Holly.
Not.
Do you know?
No. They don't even deserve a mid card. Did any of them? Thurman. He won the IC title off Jeff Jarrett, and I marked out obviously, but the decision was reversed on the night. Crushed. I was crushed.
1, 2, and 3. You got it. Hey, wait a minute. You saw
It's, all roads lead to Rome. All conversations lead to Thurm.
He's the Kevin Bacon of OSW, isn't he? Number 1, bottom boy. Beep. Hawk. He says specifically Drunk Hawk, because that's the one that he likes.
Higher, Risto.
Drunk Hawk.
Drunk Hawk
What?
from 98.
Yeah.
What a wonderful gimmick. Jay, talk us through. I mean, this is slap bang in your era.
It's a very odd time for wrestling where WCW is like, what'll we do? We'll shame Scott Hall for having alcoholism and we'll book him to be an alkie on TV. And it's like, Hawk, you've real life drug and alcoholism problems. Let's portray you as an alcoholic on TV. That'll set you straight. Straighten up and fly right, Hawk. And since he wasn't in a great condition to wrestle, they got in Droz as Puke, Road Warrior Puke, if you remember that. And it culminated with a fantastic angle where Hawk, he climbed the Titantron and is like, I'll show Ollie. And then,
Oh.
let's review the evidence.
Yeah.
Take it easy up there.
Like, was it supposed to be that he was going to grab him to save him?
Yeah.
But it looked like he...
Get away.
Get a shirt. No. Oh,
Like...
He absolutely puts. Oh!
good God.
Oh, there's the feathers.
Oh, my God.
But, like, did they fuck up that spot? Because it looks like he grabs him and pushes him.
Oh, yeah, you tried to kill me and get me out so you could be the new Legion of Doom member.
But it was too obvious that he pushed him. It should have been more ambiguous.
It's one of those where, we know he pushed him, but the management, chaos.
You know who pulled it off better? Hulk Hogan and Giant on the top of Cobo Hall, because he went to grab him and he hit his arms away, but then he went to whoa, and he lost balance, and that would have been better.
Yes,
than
I agree.
just actually
Trying to murder
pushing him away. Yeah.
Where do drug addicts go when WWF won't take them?
TNA.
Yeah, because LOD showed up for one match in NWA TNA, number 28, jobbing in an 8-man.
Wow.
Here it is! Warrior steps right, and there's the Doomsday device on Daniels!
All right. Charles's Boy Stable, also known as the Meat Beaters. At number 5, David Flair. Number 4, Monty Brown. Number 3, Warlord. Number 2, Scott Norton. And bottom boy number 1, our boy Hawk.
Drunk Hawk.
Drunk Hawk.
I think that is a honest to goodness, on the up and up, 100% boy stable. I would not eject any of them.
Yeah, Hawk, you can't stay.
I don't want to say he's...
You can't live there.
Yeah, it's like, you don't want to say that Hawk is a designated driver to get people back and forth.
No.
But, he can be on the grounds.
Just randomly
Yeah,
milling around.
out in the field.
He's like Bok in Elden Ring. He's hiding as a bush. Sorry, we're ringing again.
It's
yeah,
always ringing.
Charles, great boy stable. Awesome tattoo, mate. Thank you so much.
Fantastic, thank you.
I love it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so creative. Well done. Oh, winner is you. Intro package: sacrifice, determination, discipline, and a fourth thing. It's bound for glory. A nice video package bigging up this pay-per-view as the biggest in company history. Is there a chance this is Sting's last match?
At the time, I would have said yes.
Yeah. Close. Only 14 and a half years off. It's the national anthem by Zakk Wylde of Black Label Society. V1, you know this guy?
Yeah. He's a solid guitarist.
As good as Mark Tremonti?
I mean, is anyone?
No.
Yes. Man, him wanking his 6 strings is the guitarist equivalent of someone going out there and going... And I'm just like, how can someone stand there, one arm by their side and the other up by their forehead, and act like this means something to them, and someone's going...
What if Satriani did it?
Oh, yeah, get in there, mate.
Just about wanking the guitar, there was one charitable soul in the crowd that was, yeah, Yeah.
He's feeling it.
Yeah. And the only thing I know about Zakk Wylde, besides obviously he's the lead guitarist for Ozzy and Pantera at the 2022 era anyway, is that Stone Cold roasts him at his like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or whatever. Let's wank about Zakk Wylde. And it's a fantastic, phenomenal promo. And give you a minute?
Ah.
I mean, have you seen his tour bus? It's a $2 million tour bus. Granite counters, granite floors, cherry cabinets, all the bullshit. Well, guess what, Zakk? There's a fucking shower on that bus, too. When you get in that goddamn shower, hit the bar of soap. Put a little water on it and rub it all underneath your armpits, around your balls, and your fucking asshole, would you smelly prick? Here's a tube of toothpaste. What you do is you pour some of this out on a little toothbrush and you scrub them fucking gimmicks in your mouth. They're called teeth. Get all that yellow shit off of them. Your breath don't smell like a motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Deodorant. It's a miracle worker. You put it under your fucking armpits. You get me? You fucking Viking? Last but not least, your old trusty hairbrush. This thing does a goddamn wonders if you got some fucking hair. I ain't got no fucking hair. Comb that fucking shit you call a wig. You understand me?
He's just marvellous. He's effortless. Fantastic. Well done, sir.
And during the Attitude Era, we never got to hear him drop F-bombs and S-bombs.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
nice actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Imagine like Austin in 2024 getting the cut of promo with the Rock in 2024, and they're both just going "F you, f you, you fucking dick, you big smelly tooth Viking motherfucker."
Got a bit Rick James there.
Yeah.
It's Bound for Glory from the University of California.
The sign is upside down.
In Bangalore, India. No,
Crushed basketballs everywhere.
Main Event Center in Irvine, California. 2,400 in attendance, mostly papered. The week of the show, they only sold 850.
Oh no!
Bound for Glory.
Oh no!
I think we could outsell them, you know.
But I actually was just so happy that it wasn't in the Impact Zone.
Yeah.
I'll take anything,
Yeah.
not in the Impact Zone.
Yeah.
So 850 the week of the show. So they got the TNA Street Crew to pack in as many into this college campus. I thought lower than average, but way bigger than the Impact Zone, so I'm happy. And I thought it was like shot well.
It looked decent.
Yeah.
And is there a better way to open TNA's signature pay-per-view event than with the signature match of the X Division?
Our inaugural contest is an Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship. It's Black Pope, D'Angelo Dinero versus Suicide versus Amazing Red versus Homicide versus Daniels. Sans Pope, sadly, no WWECW's Elijah Burke. Steve.
He was actually backstage earlier during the day. He got a call, family emergency, and had to leave. I don't think he showed up until like the middle of November, so he was gone for like a couple of weeks.
I wouldn't want to see D'Angelo Dinero in an X Division match anyway. I think he should have been upper mid-card for now, and then let's see where we go from there. Yeah, we were huge D'Angelo marks back in the day.
And I was like, I don't want to be a reverend. There's been too many of those. I don't want to be a deacon. We've seen how that played out with Batista. So I was just thinking, I said, what has there never been? There was never a Black Pope. And thus the name, the Black Pope was born, and Pope is here.
Made his TNA debut at Hard Justice. It was in a Steel Asylum match, and that match, lads, was fucking great. Joe wins the X Division title at Hard Justice, and then he goes on to lose it in the build to Bound for Glory on the October 15th episode.
Making that in previous 2 months obsolete. Yes, to Amazing Red.
We got a new X Division champion, and it's Amazing Red!
Motor City Machine Guns, Shelley and Sabin out first. Haha, with Black Pope out, the Guns pull double duty instead. Double duty, yeah. Earlier tonight, they wrestled Lethal Consequences and beat him in under 6 minutes. Wrestling again in an impromptu bout here at TNA's WrestleMania, no less. Kind of cool. It's like, what can you come up with in a few hours in an impromptu match? Then Suicide at the ramp. No Spider-Man entrance. You big jobber. Shit. LAX's Homicide. No World Elite's Homicide. It's just like Homicide. He never tagged with Suicide.
Yep.
Do you know?
Yep.
They could be 187 or something. I don't know. Crime Spree. You know. Anyway.
Ooh.
The Unalivers.
Ooh. A knowing glance. Daniels, the favourite. He's won the last 3 of these, if you count him as Suicide. So last 3 Ultimate X matches for the X Division title. Destination X March 2005, he beat AJ, Elix Skipper and Ron Killings. Again, Destination X 2006, he beat AJ and Joe. As Suicide, Destination X 2009, Motor City Machine Guns and Lethal Consequences. Can he make it number 4 tonight? He'll need to dethrone OC's boy, Amazing Red!
Oh my god. X Division champion. I did not remember he was X Division champion. Proud. Even though he's never met me, I've never had any input into his life or career. I'm proud, apparently. I can be proud of that.
When he wins, it's like you say like, we win. Yeah. Us.
Just knock off DW there and you can take his place. You can come out to the ramp with him.
Yeah. Pointing. Lots of pointing.
You, Redzer, you.
Redzer. I'll tell you, I hope that Amazing Red got some of that famous Don West rub. I mean, like, it's Don fucking West. Like, Don West we thoroughly enjoyed him on commentary. I don't know, but it definitely didn't work because all he did was come out in a baggy shirt and point and clap.
And he was heel for months and then he just completely dropped that and now he's selling us on Red.
Yeah.
You know?
The ultimate baby face.
And also
it was a bad gimmick though.
Selling us on the insane daily deals and the Don West brown bag special.
I was going to say the brown bag special. Yeah.
So flagged by well-wisher Don West. And it's at this point, look at the commentary booth and it's like, oh, well, Taz, he's not standing for the entire night next to Joe. He needs to sit down. So Don West, you got to stand up. And so Taz is beside Tenay as the colour, as kind of making himself laugh because that's his gimmick. Don West, he was made head of merchandise in early 2009. And so he's just kind of doing that. And he completely turned their division around.
Well, we bought at least half of their proceeds in... excuse me, look.
Wait.
Mirror.
Oh my God.
MEM t-shirt for the last episode.
Love it. Okay, Amazing Red just won it October 8th. And Don West says, hey, prove yourself in a match you'll almost certainly lose. Ding, ding, ding. 6-man rumble. Cannonball through the ropes by Homicide, knocking down Daniels. Follow up over the top rope. Splash by Suicide. Shelley makes room for Sabin to suicide dive onto Suicide. And Red jumps from the top rope Hurricane Rana to Daniels, sentoning him to the outside and knock all the bowling pins down.
Look at Red here. Look at Amazing Red. Oh my God! Did you see that? Snapped off the Hurricane Rana from the top and bodies flying everywhere in Irvine and bound for glory.
Big, rightful TNA, and this is awesome chance. Homicide sneaks up and onto the X ropes, and hey, you sneaker. Kaz joins him with Suicide and Daniels wrestling. Yeah, okay, so it's Kaz. He's back from injury. Hooray! You can tell that it's him with his moveset. More on that later. Homicide hits what's supposed to be a falling cutter or an ace crusher. Sabin packages himself like a spring on the mat. Do you see he's kind of like that? And forcing Daniels to sandwich Homicide. Shelley coup de grace from the turnbuckle to Daniels' back. Unique offense, quite unique offense. But I suggest Sabin kind of bucking them off afterwards so they can take a bump. Smack arse to Daniels. Yes, a giant slap on the bum bum. And hey, take a Doomsday device, but instead of a clothesline from Hawk, it's a Machine Guns dropkick. Smack arse to Amazing Red. He avoids the Guns double team and counters with a round the world and back again and plants Sabin back of the head. Awesome.
Didn't work. There's too many bodies in the ring. Holy cow.
People boo Homicide because he's recently turned heel, joining the World Elite. More on that later. Daniels nimbly is able to swat him and pick him off the X ropes, come down and into a DVD.
You open yourself up when you go to the... How did Daniels do this?
Amazing Red Hurricane Rana to a half-kneeling Daniels, face planted onto the mat. Awesome. Red gingerly scooches onto the X ropes.
I got that one.
Whilst close to the belts, he's just kind of hanging there and he's just wide open to attack, which happens. Springboard dropkick and Kaz's back bump from that. I thought it was way worse than Red's.
Watch out! Oh my! Oh God!
Penultimate spot. Amazing Red readies for a turnbuckle sunset flip. But Sabin scales up and gut wrenches Suicide, booking him into Daniels. Phenomenal, holy shit chance.
What the hell? Watch out. Wait a minute, Mike.
Starship Remedy! And standing shooting star press. He's amazing. He's amazing. As he was. Turnbuckle flux capacitor to Sabin, which is Kaz's finisher. Try to hide that, mate. And best moonsault ever. Okay, final spot, lads. Kaz and Daniels climb up and beyond the X ropes on top of the steel truss. Hilariously, Suicide, he tries to reach the belt between the bars, but he's like 2 feet away.
That was so funny.
Please don't die, Chance. The crowd gasp and disapprove of them motioning to super duperplex each other off. They navigate their way down to the X ropes, seating around the belt. Suicide swings. He's caught by Daniels. An avalanche self rock bottom. Both men crash and crumble to the mat.
Watch out! Watch out! Oh, God.
And I was like, I was really worried about Daniels there until the ref comes in, and when he leaves, he kind of slaps Daniels' arm. I was like, oh yeah, you're grand. You're not worried.
But still, holy fuck. You're talking about inches here. That was an insane spot.
I love insane spots and crazy shit and people doing risky things. This was too risky for a bump that didn't look great anyway. Even if they landed it perfectly, I still didn't think it would have been a crazy spot. Unlike, say, Suicide diving onto the Ultimate X ropes.
Which looks spectacular.
I don't think this would have... Or AJ diving through the cage at Lockdown. I don't think this would have looked worth the risk.
Guns try picking up the scraps, but Amazing Red drops down and scrap picks their scraps and sneakily steals and retains the X Division belt.
That steel structure. Red's going to retain. Is that Shell? Shell's trying to kick Red off. Red's got it.
What a heel, even though he's a babyface. it was a weird finish, wasn't it? Like, you know, normally the babyface goes up and does a spectacular move, he clears house, and then you get that kind of swell, you know, off the fans, and then you get the belt, you know? And I just felt that they didn't do that. It was super weird booking, but spectacular. Like, when you watch a TNA pay-per-view, this is what you want as your opener. You want 6 to 8 men in the ring killing themselves for our bloodlust and pleasure, and that's what we got, and it was fucking awesome.
And nobody got injured, so hooray.
Yeah.
We probably cover now 11, in this arc alone, 11 X Division matches, something like that.
Okay.
This might have been the best one. And I think in the last couple of episodes, we've been a bit disappointed at the X Division matches. They were still great, but just not at that level we had become accustomed to. That all changed here. This is one of the best X Division matches I can remember. Maybe not the best, but certainly one of the best. Everyone on top of their game. And as you say, all we want, do crazy shit. Break out all your finishers, forget about psychology, just entertain us for 15 minutes.
You don't even have to have a story, lads.
Exactly.
Just go out there and blow the socks off us all, you know?
And they did, and it was fucking great.
And you've never worn socks since? 15 minutes, 17 seconds. Wonderful pay-per-view kickoff. Spot fest, you guys said it all. It's true nobody sells for more than a few seconds, but it was great. Lads bumped their arses off and G'd up the crowd, got them chanting. It was perfect. Special shout out to Daniels. He's so freaking smooth. His bumps are so crisp. He takes a gigantic swinging DDT from Sabin, delivers a self rock bottom before taking a spinning face plant. Just, oh man, he's so good. Yeah, that's it.
Joining me now is the beautiful people, Velvet Sky, Madison Rain, and Lacey Von Erich.
Backstage is OC. It's your favorite incarnation of the beautiful people.
No, well, yeah. Angelina was always my favorite.
Oh, until?
Well, obviously, I mean, Lacey is a special specimen of a lady. Jesus Christ. Wonderful lady.
Could you hear what Velvet Sky was saying over Lacey Von Erich, just like making kissy faces at the screen?
No, it all becomes irrelevant.
Lacey is fucking fabulous looking.
Insane.
Like, it's
insane.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
It makes no
ridiculous.
sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I've seen the Iron Claw. Nobody looks like that.
Okay, to beautiful people, the holder of the world's supply of peroxide blonde dye. Beautiful people, Bully Lauren. A lot of unnecessary touching, like her face. Sure, Lauren's not going to fight back because we're not booked in a feud together. So do as you like. Madison waves off the preposterous history of the beautiful people constantly changing members. Her character kind of admitting it's all a load of bollocks, but hey, it's straight now. So the beautiful people, originally Angelina and Velvel. Cute Kip is in. Cute Kip is out. Governor Daphne's in. Governor Daphne's out. Madison Rain in. Now we're My Pie Sexy. But you cost Angelina the Knockouts title. Madison Rain, you're out. But Angelina had legit visa troubles. She's Canadian, so she's legit out. Madison Rain, yeah, you're back in. And we're challenging for the new Knockouts tag belts. Let's bring in Lacey Von Erich. Together, we're the meanest girls.
Terrible.
Terrible. Really bad.
All of these, beautiful people, My Pie Sexy, meanest girls. No, you're the beautiful people. Yep. Every different version of you is not a different group. It's just the beautiful people. I don't know why they wanted it's so very TNA. We're going to throw shit at the walls, you know?
What did they call the Generation X when Hornswoggle joined?
Peak X.
The Generation H. Preparation H.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. They're facing babyface champions Taylor Wilde and Sarita, the TNA Knockouts Tag Champions. Women's tag titles, eh? OC.
Well, announced 2 months prior, August 20th, 2009, Taylor and Sarita are the inaugural champions, beating the beautiful people in the tournament finals at last month's Notice Round. How was the match, Steve? Did you enjoy it?
The match was like 2 minutes long or something like that. It was absolute fluff.
Wow,
Nothing match.
Yeah. Wow, tonight is a 50% upgrade.
Yeah.
Fucking tonight.
Fucking tonight.
Okay, and this is the rematch. By the way, the longest knockout tag title reign was by ODB and Eric Young. Steve, do you want to guess how many days?
80 days.
478.
What?
Wow, Roman who?
They totally forgot about these belts.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe. No.
478 days until TNA management discovered he was a man and deactivated their belt.
Discovered he was a man.
I love TNA.
So technically, we were never Knockouts champions, and I'm going to give you those. They're nice.
Okay.
Taylor's a white meat babyface sticker with someone who can cut a promo and has a strong personality / gimmick, not happy, smiling immigrant. Born in Winnipeg, billed from Mexico City. Her personality is not found. 404. Her promo was like, oh, muchos bonitas.
Es la bonita.
I did like how Taylor, she didn't pretend to understand and gave her a look and JV's, do you understand? She's, nah. She's coming along nicely.
Y aparte, todo el mundo sabe que yo y mi pareja somos mucho más bonitas, bellas y buenos que ustedes.
What did she say?
Not a clue, but she meant it.
She did, yeah.
The beautiful people try to swing things in their favour. Lacey Von Erich, what does she do?
She gives the ref, by the way, Amazing Red's dad. This is.
Really?
Yeah.
Jamie Tucker, referee Jamie Tucker.
Yeah, it's Amazing Tucker is his son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, no, Steve, by the way.
I got it.
Okay. So the ref is, lots of hands going around like this way and pointing.
He's telling Monty Brown to keep on cutting the promo. Is it?
He's the same guy. So Lacey...
Some say he's still cutting that promo today.
And Lacey comes up and, begging and pleading, and can I stay? I don't really want to go. And he's kind of initially resisting, but smart man. So she gives him a little kiss, jumps out of the ring as the gentleman that he is, grabs her a chair, places it down. There you are. Enjoy. And
you're allowed to stay.
You're allowed to stay. And would you do anything different?
Get the car running, I guess, Fuck TNA, you get paid a ham sandwich. This is Lacey Von Erich making kissy eyes at you.
Get the car.
Well, so who doesn't have any of it is senior referee Earl Hebner. So she tries it out on him as well.
This is actually the best spot in the match. In 2009, it wouldn't be in 2024. Ooh. So what happens is Lacey begging and pleading with Earl, can I stay? It's me. And he grabs her, gives her the big, World War II smooch, and the
dip
famous,
and the kiss,
dip and the kiss. And then he's
Keep putting the promo.
And it is genius.
Yes.
Can still bring it. Oh, it's the old end around. Hey, wait, watch that. Well, been around the block a few thousand times, Mike.
Kick off with a schoolgirl, Sneaky Taylor. I wouldn't have seen that coming from you. Madison tags in and immediately goes into the mount for punches. Shawn Michaels-esque follows up with a missile dropkick that misses by a mile. Sarita's got Velvel and lay the smack down. Fuck, a big flop on the ground. Huge, complete combustion. Taylor in, but Sarita sees an opening to top rope dropkick Velvel. Then a follow-up springboard dropkick to Rain as Taylor hits her German suplex, and damn, quick work by the champions.
That's that double team dropkick right into the suplex. Got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners and still TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions.
Big banger Russo off this bout. Beautiful people calling Lauren a smelly tramp, a skank beforehand, and all the kissy shenanigans beforehand. 3-minute bout. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was the right call.
Like, Velvet can't wrestle, obviously. Never improved.
She's
never
gone
improved.
backwards. I'm pretty sure there was like a month or two ago where she was better than this.
But I can't remember watching Velvet and thinking she's got potential. Never, not once. And Madison's fine. She's absolutely fine. Taylor's great. Sarita's good.
She's mucho bonita.
She's mucho bonitas. But as soon as I see Velvet in a match, I think this is going to be fluff, and it was fluff. And if Angelina was
Lacey
in there,
lads.
No.
We need Jenna. Where's Jenna?
If you replace Velvet with Angelina, I think these four could have a really good match, actually.
Anything on this?
Nothing match, just fluff. Pretty girls, 10 on 10.
Yep. I enjoyed the pre-match hijinks, and that's where it ends. What happened to the beautiful people? Lacey would hold these tag belts under Freebird rules with the 3 beautiful people members defending the 2 belts because she's completely useless. But in 100% OSW booking, her weapon of choice was a pink baton, which she calls the ugly stick.
Oh,
that's
yes.
Smart. That's smart.
Trying to find out what exactly Lacey does with that stick. I know you've been prying into that and trying to find out.
Match number 3 is a triple threat for the Legends title. It's Hernandez versus Main Event Mafia's Kevin Nash, the champion, versus World Elite's Eric Young. Promo package. World Elite. I hate you, America. You took something fake from us, says the Canadian working in America. The entertainment stops here. Cut. That's all. That's all we need to know.
We're gonna be who we want to be. From here on in, the entertainment stops.
Eric Young has enlisted disgruntled international wrestlers to band together under him. They recruit Homicide successfully, but in trying to recruit Hernandez, join us. He just says, America, love it, or you can get it. No? All right, let's have a match. So things move so quickly in TNA. Since the last OSW, we had the formation and dissolution of the Elite Mafia. Steve.
Thank you, Kurt. The World Elite and the Main Event Mafia together as a team.
The Elite Mafia is when the World Elite and the Main Event Mafia had a mega power handshake that they would completely dominate the wrestling scene, as they both saw benefits in using the other team to their own end. And of course, big heel egos collide. All became a bit of a mess, and they didn't even have like a pay-per-view blow-off. It just kind of stopped.
We just kind of stopped.
There was no matches. Yeah.
I did like it is Eric Young, because I think he's good. Like, his promos are
excellent.
It's just Eric Young. You were a goof that was afraid of his own pyro, and now you're doing a Chris Jericho get up with the suit and the brown. It doesn't work. I don't buy it.
His booking didn't earn his moving up the card. It was lazy.
It was a case of, we need a solid hand.
Yeah.
You're a solid hand, and here's a bump for you because you've been around a long time.
Yeah.
By the way, what do you think of the World Elite's theme song? The shit harmonicas.
It's like Bob Dylan having a stroke. It's so bad.
I did like that EY, he was working business with Kurt, but it was actually Booker who was having none of it.
He says TNA is run by the Mafia. You just live in it. I never liked your punk ass or any of you. You and your little romper room gang can sod off.
No, he didn't say sod off. That's a bit English, but yeah, that's basically it. He was just saying, you guys are punks. You look at that suit from JCPenney.
That was such a burial. That was such a burial.
Then you're looking at his suit, and it is.
It's such a, you can see the actual like tailor lines on it, and it's like, oh, it actually does look really cheap. And of course, like Booker's got fucking drip. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like this is a well-dressed man. This is a fabulous-looking dresser if I've ever seen one. And then Eric Young, he kind of bought that off of the rack. You know what I mean? Which is okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But it's just that when someone who looks awesome points it out, there's no comeback.
Yeah. One high point, Steve. One high point.
Yep.
They brawl with Foley stinging the baby faces, and we get a security camera outside feed showing the brawl, and it shows Foley throwing a devastating cardboard box full of packing peanuts. Flipped out.
You see Jeff Hardy doing a swan into it at the end.
Into the bin. Into the box.
Oh, brilliant.
So by this point, the Elite Mafia have all but crumbled. The final strand is that EY is bribing Nash to be his bodyguard in their match tonight. You keep me safe versus Hernandez. Oh, you'd have to be in the bout too, Nash. So put up your Legends belt. You protect me, you get 60 grand and an easy title defense.
Do we got a deal?
Speak my language.
That's what I like to hear. You're a businessman.
Look good in that suit.
Yeah, I love Nashi and Nakashi. I love that he talks about money and all I care about is money. Give me the money. You're talking about money, I'll do it. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so, the best gimmicks are a real person turning up to 11. This is Nash turned down from 15. So it's EY versus Hernandez versus the former Diesel. Hubbly Nash takes his time on the outside, so much time that he immediately breaks his promise that EY would be unscathed as Young is attacked and takes a back bump up and over the ropes to start off. And a much more booking Bronco dangerous shoulder block by Hernandez, back up and out and over the top turnbuckle to the outside. My goodness.
Young real quick. Holy, did you see the shoulder block?
Botchamania 9001 sign in the crowd.
We are moons in the future, lads.
Yeah, we could do the maths on this. So when might Botchamania 9001 be approximately?
So he brings out what?
20 a year.
20 a year?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
20 Botchamanias per year. He released the WrestleMania episode, Botchamania 492, April 21st, 2024. So 8,509 episodes in approximately 155,289 and a quarter days. So we can look forward to Botchamania 9001 on Saturday, 26th of June, 24:49.
Wow.
That's a long ass time. Matthew, get fucking...
Yeah, get moving.
Get in there, bud.
Yeah.
The ref, Slick Johnson, Supermex, Daniels earlier, and a couple of people later on wearing pink as it's October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Susan G. Komen, they're big fans of awareness, big fans of marketing, big fans of suing other charities for using similar branding like pink or For the Cure. According to Susan G. Komen's own books, how much of their budget goes to actual research, percentage-wise?
Percentage?
Yeah.
4.
Fucking hell. Do you want to guess?
10%.
Oh, congratulations, 5%. Yeah. According to their Consolidated Statements of Activities 2020. Here it is on screen. And on screen is much better charities you can donate to.
Got the pink wristbands like many of the TNA competitors do. Here's Nash goes right into that steel post.
Single shoulder drop backbreaker by Hernandez. Love it. Followed up by a patented Schwab elbow by Nash. My favourite move of his, though. Oh man, EY already split the back of his head open. That can only be Hernandez doing, because in this 2-on-1 it's Nash and EY versus him, so it's all on him. You were saying the reputation of Hernandez, that he's sloppy and people don't want to wrestle him.
Careless. Like there were times in this match where, like, if you're just watching the moves that he does and the way he does it, like, he's so big and powerful and fast, and it's like, whoa. But then when you look at how he throws people, he's not taking care of them. And I totally get why he got that name.
Eric Young does a lovely suplex to Supermex, and despite being heel, the crowd appreciate his strength, as do we. The match goes the only way it can go, Supermex firing up and getting shut down by his opponents, since he's outnumbered, and this happens a few times. So what's the intrigue? EY goes for a cover.
Here it is. Whoa! Oh, wait, whoa! Eric Young for the cover? Whoa!
Nash breaks it up and he's like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, it's a force of habit. Do you know? Yeah, come on. So they're back to working together. Supermax takes a Schwab elbow to the back. Love it. Catch a springboard splash from Brett's rope, jostling EY into a sit-down powerbomb. Nice. Follows up with a huge taker dive to the outside.
Oh, punch him when it's busted. Oh, man!
Finish of the match. EY hits a gorgeous elbow drop to a downed Hernandez.
It was very nice, wasn't it? I feel like EY is underrated as a worker. Like, I was watching him here going, man, you're really good.
It's for Supermax. Look at this!
Wait, time for the big finish. EY whips down Nash's top, exposing the nips. I know, it was a bit awkward there.
Does it work that way? Like, does a wrestler get the power boost from someone else whipping his nips out?
Or do you have to do it yourself?
I think you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Nash motions to do the jackknife. Okay, so that's what you're going for, EY. But at the most opportune time, EY throws Hernandez into Nash. Can you give us a spring noise? Sorry, can you give you a football in the groin noise? And 1, 2, 3, EY steals it.
Are you creating a rope pin? Eric Young? Here is the winner and the TNA Legends champion, Eric Young! He was going to hit him with the jackknife powerbomb.
Battering ram into the balls. Nash's shoulder, nowhere near the mat. Thanks, mate. I'm not that flexible.
Sorry, just random spot that I wanted to talk about. I was watching AW Dynasty there, and there was a spot where Willow was pulling down the straps, and obviously she's a lady, and she had on a sports bra which was the exact same color and pattern as her onesie. So when she pulled down the straps, it looked like she didn't do anything at all. And I was like, that is
she
fabulous,
Willow.
Yeah,
she's
fabulous.
Great.
I quite enjoyed this one. I didn't expect to. I mean, I love Hernandez and EY's performance. I just thought Nashi, it all depends on what Nashi shows up. Is it going to be Nashi that we've seen in this arc working, or Nashi that we've seen in this arc not working? And fortunately, we got the former. He was working today. The three of them worked well together. And I really liked the swerve at the end, even though they ruined it by EY going for the pin earlier in the match. This was the big build-up to the finish of the match that is going to have ramifications weeks and probably months down the line, and you ruined it. But still, I thought the swerve was great, and I'm shocked saying that. TNA is not known for their good swerves.
Yeah. I really, really liked this match. Thought it was way more fun than it had any real kind of business being, because the build was a bit shit, you know? Hernandez, when he's kind of let loose, fucking cool to actually watch. Would I want to be in the ring with him? No. But do I love watching him from a safe distance? Absolutely.
From a safe, what are you going to do? Is he going to throw Nashi at you?
He could if he wanted to.
True.
Yeah. So I thought that this match was fun. I thought that the finish was the right move. I think Nash having the Legends belt does nothing for him, and it does nothing for the belt. And I think that EY needed some kind of upper level push. And we won't see how it goes, but you know.
All the best.
It probably went very well.
Wow, this is crazy because I really enjoyed it as well. It wasn't anything spectacular, but they had a very clear storyline. The premise was laid out, easily digestible, with a dastardly ending. They did well. Heel EY did what babyface EY could never do, outsmart the Main Event Mafia. And he did it. Got the belt as well. Actually, EY would go on to rename the Legends Championship as the Global Championship. And Nashi is actually impressed with the swerve and he joins him in the World Elite.
That's I like to hear that.
Nice.
Yeah. November 19th. It was kind of story of Hernandez's career where he gets a push and then when push comes to shove, he'll lose the big match and then he's end up doing nothing. It's because there's two opposite opinions at work where Dixie absolutely loves Hernandez, sent him down to Mexico, wants him to be the next breakout star across border, captured Latin demo, super babyface, and then...
You can't speak Spanish.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why you sent him down to Mexico. But Dirty Dutch and Russo is like, this guy's a useless wrestler, we can't push him, so he ends up just losing. It's quite funny, because Conan was living with Hernandez at the time, and he's like, where are you getting all this nice gear? You've got great clothes. And he's like, oh, Dixie buys them for me. It's great, she gives me all these presents. And he's like, oh, you two riding. There's one time where Hernandez was sent, he had a photo shoot and it was quite risque and it was, tops out, nips out, got all the photos and time passes, months pass, years pass. There's no TNA calendar. What was it? So he was alleging that Dixie that was personal photos for her.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Match number 4 is a TLC triple threat legally distinct for the TNA and IWGP tag titles. It's Team 3D, Bubba and Devon, Brother Ray and Devon versus Beer Money, James Storm and Robert Roode versus Main Event Mafia's Booker T and Scott Steiner versus the British Invasion's Doug Williams and Brutus Magnus. A 4-way tag match in Full Metal Mayhem. What's Full Metal Mayhem? Doug Williams tells us tables, ladders and chairs. You got to mix those words up, mate. You can't just say it.
Yeah.
Team 3D have the advantage in any match featuring tables, ladders and chairs.
I think technically the kayfabe of the Full Metal Mayhem is that anything that's metal is legal in the match, which raises the question of the wooden tables.
So metal frame, wooden top. I think it's a ratio. If the wood is ratioed out, it counts.
Okay.
What if they just break out a metal table then? You do this for metal Before the bout, Brother Ray gets hugs from Black Label Society. See you in a few minutes for our spot. Ding ding ding, 6 men brawl as Beer Money hang back a sec. It takes Scotty literally 1 minute, 60 seconds to give up and brawl to the outside. He wants to slam Devon's head into the railing, but he takes a bump himself. He kind of slips. There's a table on the floor and he just died. Reminds me of his bump when Test was outside the ring in 2003 and he gets Scott gets on the apron.
Legendary.
It's something he's best known for,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
That is his Titus O'Neil sliding under the ring.
Yeah.
And there's also him being put on the table and then, basically Steiner did a lot of shit. It's great. We love him.
Did that happen at Mania with the Street Profits or something?
Yes, it did. There was a spot in the match where they brought in a table and they put someone on it and it just went, it just immediately collapsed, fell. And we just got in flashbacks of Dudley's versus Rick and Scott Steiner again,
This match, you mean from WrestleMania 40?
Yes.
Which is coming up, or it came before.
Delete is appropriate.
Also, second WrestleMania 40 reference from this match is that they had the 2 sets of tag belts hanging up separately.
Yeah.
So it was obvious that they were going to be split up as well,
TNA, they don't have a nice hanger. They just have it on the truss.
I'd say for that way. I mean, remember the clipboard, Keep it simple.
You've got to fight for your right.
Yeah, okay.
He's got it. He's so crazy.
You gotta fight for your right to
Magnus and Williams' Britishness is their undoing as a gentlemanly handshake takes too much time and beer money get 'em. Especially with a lovely catapult into DDT and a plants Doug. Booker's motioning and like you and the crowd know what's about to happen. He's going to do the spin-a-rooney. So TNA's director, what's Devon doing? You know,
Jiggly legs somewhere.
He's getting Justin Roberts by the TV cable, you know, the old XLR cables or whatever. And then they go back to Booker. You missed the spot. Thanks, lads.
Steiner's now taking the TV cable, and he's got it wrapped around the head, the neck of Devon.
Insanely hot Charmel comes to the ring in her beautiful white evening gown. She's definitely not wrestling Jenna in that. To attend to Booker, pattering down the ramp, just because it must be so difficult in the heels going down the ramp. Actually, it's kayfabe serious and shoot serious, as this is Booker T's exit of the company, this stretcher job.
All he took was a powerbomb. It was Beer Money's DWI, drinking while investing. Great name, lads. And he goes outside and he's got like the big bug eyes. And he's like, I'm gonna tear. I need to be straight. He fucking hams it up.
Yeah.
He just turns the dial up to maximum and then even further.
By the Brits, or in England, a good day to you, sir. 3T take umbrage and the English lads start bumping hard for them. Crowd chant for tables as you can visibly see swaths of tables all around the ring.
Swaths.
Oh, we got a great spot. Zakk Wylde beer shot, chair shot, big hug. Devon, 1, 2, 3. Get the table. Steve-O, take us home.
So 3D go and grab 2 tables. They bring them to the ring and hit double choke slams to Beer Money. Steiner lays them out with chair shots, and then he goes to get his TNA title, but also gets put through table with a double power bomb by Team 3D. Then Team 3D climb the ladders, grab the IWGP title, as Rhino, I can only imagine, mistimes his run in and hits them with the chair after they already have the titles.
Yeah, he swats at his ankles.
And he wasn't a part of the finish.
No.
You know, he didn't stop them. He just failed.
Yeah, well, he stopped them getting the real belts. I mean, they got the toy belts.
Okay.
They got the baby belts.
They got the baby belts.
Well, so Devon and Bubba's kids have belts. So what about them?
We have a scary double superplex to Magnus by Beer Money off the ladder. Looked like he landed a bit awkwardly to me. Then James Storm follows it up with spitting beer to Magnus's face and a sunset powerbomb off of the ladder. Then Rob Terry runs in, interferes in the match, throws Rude through a table on the outside. Then he helps Doug Williams climb the ladder so they get the TNA Tag Team titles.
Your massive part of British Invasion are going to do it, Mike. They did it. Ladies and gentlemen, Team 3D.
What did I... All right, so Wackawa Rhino, Wackawa Welchie. Okay, Ultimate X, they have the X ropes and then the belt is on the X. And in this one, they remove the X ropes, so the belts are now on the truss. And that is a good couple of feet higher. Now, the ladders are still the same ladders. They're not special painters ladders. So it's like, you really got to get pretty much close to the top of it to get it down. And so it's very awkward in that way. And Doug Williams had a hell of a time trying to get the belts down. And because he's trying to get the belts down from like the side of the belt. It's like, unfasten from the top, you know? So time stood still for like 15 seconds as everyone's just looking at him.
That's why you need these new modern belts with the Velcro, lads. You know, you can just pull it down. Super.
Yeah, Velcro.
Yeah, nowadays WWE world titles have Velcro.
They don't have.
I think the clasps are for show.
No way.
Yeah, I think they give the illusion of clasps.
But what happens if you're like Vader and you kind of exhale and go, and the Velcro pops? You know, there's not as much, it's not as rigid.
Then you become a meme and you live forever.
But say somebody wears the belt to the ring around their waist and they take it off for the purposes of an interview. But people not in the first few rows not here.
It was just my shoes. It's okay.
Or somebody coughs anytime a belt comes off. Jesus.
Okay, if I go shh and you have to cough, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Shh. Hey, not bad.
They can do it.
Yeah, it can be done. Yeah. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I enjoyed it again. Jesus Christ, what is happening in this pay-per-view, lads? I also enjoyed this match. It's not showing me anything new from these specific 8 wrestlers in the ring. I suppose Doug Williams can do a lot better, but everyone else is like, they are performing to their standard, and in most cases the standard is quite high, so everything came off nicely, apart from Rhino's run-in, which was really odd. But
I will say it does play into angles going forward.
I'm sure it does, but I mean, how it was executed was just odd.
There was no build beforehand.
And the fact that he's swatting at Devon's ankles while he's pulling the belt down.
The arms. He shouldn't have to reach.
Oh, that's the issue.
Can you imagine if he had to get the baby belts?
He'd have one of those. Do you know when you need to grab a jar from the top shelf and have a grabber?
A pincer.
Yeah. He pinches his Devon's bottom to put him off.
Little pincer.
Yes.
But another match that I enjoyed.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I just want to say, Magnus bumping like a boss. Bear Money do a nasty superplex off it, but it's like the ring is so small, they can't post and stretch out your legs, so they just have to kind of crumple down. And that just it's way more dangerous. Jesus. But yeah, triple threat, TLC, fast paced, although nothing crazy, around the best you could hope for with these guys. There's no X Division wrestlers in this bout. And everyone bumps their asses off. But no one remembers it because how long from winning the belt to backstage?
Yeah, 10.
Oh, wow, no, 32 big ones.
That's
Wow, okay, that's
okay.
In TNA, that's like a nice age.
But them, like, Penzer calling who is the champion took 15 seconds. So,
yeah,
do you know?
Okay. At first I was watching it going like, oh, this can't compare to like a modern ladder match. And then I went, Stephen, don't be stupid.
Although both have Bubba Ray in them.
Yeah. And I actually really, really enjoyed this. And I came...
Don't include with the rest of what he said.
Okay. A triple threat for the Knockouts title. It's Awesome Kong versus ODB, the champion, versus Tarantula. ODB won the Knockouts belt at No Surrender. Tara came from WWE looking for competition and found it here in TNA, as well as a spider.
She found competition and a spider.
It's very dusty in TNA.
Not necessarily in that order.
And Awesome Kong is always a formidable opponent, but hasn't dominated in half a year. Tarantula, a spider gimmick given to Victoria by The Undertaker. He was watching her train on the ramp, and it was like, Undertaker wants to talk to you, and she goes up to the bleachers, and he just like, I'm getting like a Black Widow vibe off you. You should do something with that. And she's like, yes sir, that sounds good. Went home and got spiders and all of her gear and that kind of stuff. And there you go. That's how it came to be.
Okay.
She also mentions she has her spider gimmick, so they need a spider wrangler. You know, like Chris Pratt in
I thought
Jurassic
that was
Park.
just like a pair of jeans with 8 legs.
Spiders, wranglers. She was just saying that they had to be on site all the time and they're proper staff, so they got paid more than most mid-carders.
Oh my god.
Come on, keep the fucking spider in the box, like.
Yeah, keep the spider in the box. Bring the box inside the ring.
Drive the ring around the world.
$100,000 a year, Steve, right there.
Steve, thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Keep the spider in the box. Put the box inside the ring. Drive the ring around the
world. Kong doesn't wait for the bell and kicks Tara and hair pulls ODB to the mat. Stop your entrance, mate. A double clothesline. The lasses stack him up in the corner and train squish. Stereo nip ups Tara just about. And stereo shoulder blocks, not half as impressive as the Motor City Machine Guns. Tandem offense is less machine guns, more potato guns. But we do get a great moonsault by Tara, knocking ODB and Kong down. Whoosh Victoria to the outside, and it's time for the intrigue.
Oh, train wreck. Just completely derailed what little heat this match had.
What was going on here? What's this?
Brawl by Tara and the fan. What is happening? And like ODB and Kong stop, go to the ropes, and just have a big pike. What's happening? She's throwing fisticuffs, and then Victoria sods off by herself and is like, okay, we gotta wrestle.
She sulks backstage.
Yeah.
So it was like on the go home show, Tara was making an entrance. I think they had like a tag match or something, and Mike to Nies is like, oh, she's been involved in a social media feud with wife of UFC champion Randy Couture. That's who that was. That was his wife, Kim Couture.
Very good.
MMA failure. Wrestling failure.
Because TNA do not follow up on this at all. They wanted her to have Tara to have an MMA fight with her, and that just fell apart.
Because that works.
Yeah.
That 100% record in TNA of MMA kayfabe fights.
Where is Frank Trigg?
I don't know.
What is he doing?
I don't like TNA have had Trigg, Rampage Jackson, Tito Ortiz.
August 1st warning,
More
baby.
on that later. And Kim Couture.
Yeah, and
Bobby Lashley.
As the call on Hard Justice on No Surrender had the cheek to say, Lauren called Bobby Lashley, I'm here talking with the best MMA fighter in the world, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
I'm so angry. I was so furious. The cheek of you.
It's subjective. She might think he's the best MMA fighter in
She's
the world.
only seen one MMA fight. Him versus
I've only
Sukan.
seen him, yeah. Versus like Chad Grigg.
Gunnar Scott. Ethan Snibble. God, he tapped out Snibbles in 23 seconds. He's never been the same. ODB, she tries to pick up Kong. Watch your back. And yes, Samoan drop, only gets a 2. Tara comes back in. Implant Buster, only gets a 2. Waka-waraisha, throws a chair in the ring, but Kong says no and kicks it back at her. Are you sure? Slide it back in. No, kicks it back at her. He's done one of it a third time. Power bomb reversed, and ODB plants Kong's head on the chair. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, and El Dirty wins.
ODB 2, ODB 3. Your winner and still TNA Knockouts champion, ODB.
Oh my God! Holy backfire there, Batman.
Alrighty. What do you think of this one?
The work of the match was okay because ODB is a good wrestler. Kong is a fantastic big lady wrestler. And Tara, when she's not involved in a stupid angle that is actually working the boys, is actually very, very good. So yeah, when they were wrestling, I thought it was excellent. Then it got completely derailed for the middle portion. Then Tara came back to the ring and just got kicked. And she never got back in the match
Why
at
did
all.
you come back?
It was so dumb. Yeah, very, very mixed feelings on it. Good wrestling, horrific booking. TNA.
Spiders, Wranglers.
I enjoyed this one as well. I did. I love... Is there a bad Kong match? I can't remember. Have we covered a bad? I think she just elevates every match she's in. And we love a bit of ODB, and ODB can wrestle, and... There was moves. There was actual moves, and she did a Samoan drop on Kong, which I really enjoyed. I really liked the fact that ODB went over. It wasn't just, we need to put the belt back on Kong because she hasn't been the champion, 6 months? No, keep going with ODB. She's over. Keep going. Yeah, the Tara stuff, I, like everyone else, was confused because it was clear that the two ladies in the ring didn't know what was going on. So as you said, working the boys, or the girls in this case, but... Didn't really care because I was enjoying the in-ring action. So, yeah, another one I enjoyed.
Another one in the pocket.
Yeah.
On the books.
Here to seed.
Was it 7 minutes? I quite enjoyed this one. It was like nothing outside the big Tara brawl with a fan in the crowd spot, but that was done really well. It worked me, you know? So, yeah, thumbs up, girls. Thumbs up, ladies. Tara is like, where is your motorcycle gimmick? Do you know, I remember you on a motorcycle. That featured MMA bout didn't happen. In general, TNA weren't paying Tara enough, so in 7 months' time, she refused to extend her contract. So she lost to Madison on her way out. Sacrifice 2010. Then TNA thought, actually, we really should have her. Can you come back in? So they brought her back under this mystery woman helping Madison Rayne. By the way, Tara looks insane in the leather catsuit.
I remember.
Motorcycle outfit. OSW, what TV reference will I make?
You are going to make a Principal Skinner TV reference.
Skinner!
Who's
Well, he doesn't have a catsuit. Like,
he
he's
does.
just...
He's dressed as Catwoman.
Oh, he's Catman. You told me he was Catman.
So there's another one. Holy shit.
No, there is another.
Oh, Sabrina's mate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
How did I not get
Lindsay
this?
Sloan,
This
aka
is-
Valerie.
This
Valerie.
is the only, in my defense, it's only the 16th time he's brought it up.
No, to be fair, that was burned into my brain as a horny teenager as well.
Because she was supposed to be homely and nothing much, and she's the side character. But there's a dream sequence where she shows up as a heel in a latex catsuit, and holy shit, you're way hot. Oh my god. Yeah.
Unlocking parts of my brain that I didn't even know were in there. You know what I mean? Just like, yeah. Changing little V1.
Oh, I would have hated to have been sitting on the couch beside you.
Talk about a glamour don't. Catsuits went out 6 years ago.
Matt Morgan interview with Lauren. Kurt played me. He wanted me on his side rather than across the ring. I'm a clever clogs. You're the underdog. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. Sorry.
You're the underclug.
You're a medalist and I'm a pedalist. Sorry, you're wrestling's best. I'm wrestling's future. I thought the promo, it was fine. Fine equals 5 out of 10.
I don't know, man. I thought it was his best promo ever.
I also agree.
Yeah?
I thought this.
It's this, or are you ready to laugh? You know?
I thought for Matt Morgan, this was like an eye-opening promo as to what as to what he could be.
Yeah.
Would he get back to it? No.
No. Definitely not.
But you know, this is what he could be.
I think tonight is Matt Morgan's peak as a wrestler and an overall
And a
package.
character.
Yes.
Oh.
I agree.
Yes, and they were basically handing him the keys to the kingdom with this gimmick. You know, you are wrestling the best, literally the best wrestler in the world, and we are promoting you as his successor, essentially. Wow. Talk about rocket strap. It's TNA, but rocket strapped to your ass.
Ooh, because he's because he's gone
Halloween
into space. His DNA went into space.
Yes.
So he's got the
and
rocket.
yes. But yeah, I think you're underselling this, Jay.
Sorry, when he said he, shot his DNA into space.
He must have been watching Sabrina.
Now, you may have been the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt, but I am the future.
Oh, okay. A submission match. It's MMA versus TNA. Fighter versus wrestler. It's MMA's Bobby Lashley, the greatest MMA fighter in history.
Fucking cheeky, you, Lauren.
Versus TNA, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. OSC, cock update, please, sir.
What's the opposite of a circumcision? Like
an unbris?
Yeah.
A Serb.
They have removed the base and
The
kept
shaft.
they removed the shaft and kept the tip.
It's Joe is practically Joe again. No Nation of Violence pants, but his prize fighter shorts. And I love that, like, in kayfabe, Main Event Mafia paid him to stop doing his gimmick.
Yes. He's also lost weight. Like, he looks better.
Yeah, and in general looks better when he grows out his hair a bit as well.
Yeah.
The shave look did not work.
Joe is gonna kill you.
Nation of Violence Joe. It lasted 10 months. January or March to October here. Why is it or March?
Because he showed up in a pre-match promo in January, but he didn't actually come out with the jocks. He didn't get a full brunt of his jocks till March.
Okay. The gimmick is that he was initially taken out by the Mafia. They broke his hand and busted him up. He takes time off. Said he had the best, bitchingest 3-month vacation paid, and is now a bloodlusting primal savage, albeit a well-spoken one, who will use his machete to murder the Main Event Mafia and anyone who stands in his path, including Bashir, Steiner.
It's like Melchett when he was like, list of perspectives for Lord High Executioner. Back on it.
The Mafia couldn't stop him, so in the end they brought in Jenna Maraska, the money mark, to buy him and bring him into the Mafia. Hey, if you can't beat him, join him. No longer a nation of violence. He's a shrewd businessman, so best remove the cock off your face and replace it with the tip.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's the tip.
Bobby Lashley.
Taped ribs on Lasher because Rhino beat him up. Stretcher match. How was that?
Rhino gored him backstage on the go home Impact, and then they had a stretcher match, which was just a brawl. You know, it was fine. Lashley beat him with, I believe, a punch as he went for a gore.
And Lasher's backstage, he's selling, he's got the ribs taped up, talking to Lauren, and he's like, all right, gotta go to the medical office. And then Joe's waiting in there and he Pearl Harbors him good, and then Lasher's like knocked out, splayed out on the ground, and then Joe's like jumps on him, he's sprayed on him, and he's just like and like, lads, you're cropping it too tight, it's completely inappropriate.
I like you, Bobby.
Like you too, Gene. V1, you're the MMA expert among us. How was Billy Lindsay's offense? How was the MMA in this match?
The MMA was fine. Like, he looked like a genuinely tough guy who could take you down, grind you out, and beat the ever-loving bejesus out of you. It's just not what the fans wanted. And that's a lesson that TNA were taught before and didn't pay attention to.
At least, you know, AJ wasn't booed out of the building, so you know, a mild step up. Oh, Arsenal fans in the audience, hearing them, you wouldn't need to see them because they chant Joe. It gets picked up, so it's Joe, 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 Joe. Big London accent. That's all I can do.
You might get a mixed reaction here. You know, Samoa Joe, Samoan, but you know, grew up in California. He's got a lot of friends and family.
Joe kicks Earl. Woo! Hilarious. Then let's wrestle. Let's wrestle outside. Suicide dive out to the Pinoy flag. Big question. Do they do the thing where if you apply a submission, if it was in MMA, would they win? But in wrestling, it's not. Yes. Joe does a nice reversal into heel hook / leg bar. Lashley can't escape. Oh, great. So he's going to tap. No, we got to do a next spot, so we'll just release it. Low snap T-bone suplex by Bobby. Really sharp. Joe hits a Uranagi out of the corner. Very nice. And suplex in this submission match. He just gives up doing submissions, so Bobby hits his finish, an STO, or a reverse stroke in N64 No Mercy, and side choke. The match is waved off. Ding, ding, ding. Lashley wins.
Yeah.
Almost like a side choke, a version of like a Kesikatami. Oh, wait a minute.
I thought that the work was okay. You've one great wrestler and you've one solid worker who's still a little bit green. You know, he doesn't have the experience working very long matches because he was never booked like that in WWE. I just thought the booking of the match was wrong. The TNA fans don't want to watch MMA. Bobby Lashley, who was supposed to be the babyface, gave them what they didn't want, and then the heel was giving them what they did want. And so the fans turned on the face and they cheered for the heel, which was exactly what you didn't want. And I thought it hurt the entire match. But they're both good athletes and they hit hard, so it was still okay.
Yeah, finish out of nowhere, 8 minutes. Very MMA. Like, he got caught with the move and that was it for Joe. I was just like, Lashley and Joe. Lashley's just in the door. You don't want him to lose. Samoa Joe has just relinquished the Nation of Violence gimmick and he's himself again. You don't want him to lose. So the match is, you want neither to lose. But in an MMA bout, the MMA guy should win. And he does. But it's like, Joe, he gave up working submission moves in this submission matches, which makes him a bit of a joke. And he's the Samoan submission machine. He can't do submissions.
Yeah.
But yeah. I actually quite enjoyed this and I loved the shock finish as well.
I was a little bit disappointed because I really wanted to see these two wrestle a decent match, and I'm surprised it was 8 minutes, you said? I'm surprised it went that long. It felt like maybe 4 or 5.
Oh, good.
I wanted to see more, and this was one occasion where I would have gladly seen a fuck finish because I would want to see them wrestle again in a longer match. So yeah, I was disappointed that I didn't get to see enough, which I suppose is a good thing.
I imagine you would like to see them in a wrestling match and not an MMA hybrid match.
Absolutely.
Which is just a bit weird. Lashley, he'd go on to get the Impact title a number of times, and then he'd what a pittance the belt. Or the Legends title. What about Samoa Joe? 2010, all things end, because January 4th, Hogan and Bischoff come into the fray. Positive, Joe is now back in his regular attire. He's no longer Nation of Violence Joe. Negative, Joe was kidnapped by ninjas. He was on the way out chatting to Lauren. White van pulls up, like a dude in his sweats and his black jeans comes, get in, and that's it. They cart him off for a nice holiday, nice paid holiday.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And he was saying that, okay, this was I really enjoyed this vacation, but I'd go to Russo and what have you got for me this week? What are we bringing it back with? And I was like, we have nothing. Don't worry. And then he'd go a couple of weeks later, hey, what have you got? I'm coming back. What's going on? Don't worry about it. So I was like, I'm getting paid. I don't care. Yeah, fine. And then when Russo left, it's like, it is what it is. There you go.
Yeah, fair play to him. But I do appreciate, even though he's chilling out and relaxing, enjoying his time, he's like, I actually care. I want to do something good. That's the measure of the man.
Bro, that was an Eric Bischoff idea. His idea was he was going to bring in Superfly Jimmy Snuka to kind of oversee Samoa Joe. So that's why Joe was going to get kidnapped. They were going to take him to Superfly Jimmy Snuka. So Eric laid that all out. I mean, I did not like it, but Eric said, no, I could get Snuka, blah, blah, blah. Well, of course, bro, we do the kidnapping and everything, and then Eric can't get Jimmy Snuka. So now everybody looks like an absolute idiot.
But he was abducted by ninjas!
Don't watch the monsters. Well, it'll sound a lot better coming out of Paul Anka.
All right, Monsters Ball Hardcore Extreme Red Flanneled Mick Foley versus Blue Flanneled Abyss.
Literally Bimmy and Jimmy.
Hey! Backstage, it's JB with Crazy Mick Foley. JB asks, are you worried about being overshadowed by Abyss? He doesn't smile. Good on you, mate. That's pretty hilarious, as Abyss is regarded as a Cactus Jack ripoff and was the crux of the build. What is the build? Can I summarize it and see what you think?
Of course you can.
Yeah. And what do you think, Mick Foley? Is that pretty it?
That's pretty good.
And I was like, Mick Foley, he's only gone and turned heel again.
He is a bit of the fucking Big Show in TNA, isn't he?
Come on.
Turns every couple of weeks.
It's only a few months since the last show, and he's turned.
So he came in as a babyface. Yeah. He turned heel to take on Sting. Then immediately turned back to babyface. Yeah. Then is now back to heel again.
And there's no way he's staying heel. So he'll go back to babyface.
Of course not.
So that's only 5 turns. That's like a good week for the Big Show.
You're not even in the same league, Chris. I got into this business because of you! You're a cheap, low-rate Mick Foley wannabe!
A knockoff? Abyss says the big difference between you and me, Foley, is I'm hardcore and you used to be. I was like, okay, so if you're as hardcore as each other, now Abyss, how's your stand-up comedy?
Honestly, they're probably about the same.
But did he buy like a Brodus Clay hat and make it a business expense?
Fuck you.
Dr. Stevie is the special referee for this bet. You have heat with Abyss. Last time on Victory Road.
That was in July.
He tasered you.
Yeah, and beat him to end the feud, which didn't end the feud, because then Stevie Richards put a bounty, 50k bounty.
No, come on. He drastically overpaid here.
On Abyss's head. Steve?
Unless it was an actual bounty bar. I put it on his head.
The red or the blue one. Ooh.
What's the difference?
Blue is milk chocolate, red is dark chocolate.
Okay, this is red McFoley, blue Abyss.
Yeah.
You get both.
Yeah.
Oh, and the assorted whopper.
Would you care to fathom a guess at who answered the call at Hard Justice to take the 50k bounty and end Abyss?
Shannon Moore.
No.
Jesse Neal.
No, you're more on the lines with a Jesse Neal than you are.
Wow.
Gunner.
No.
Kashi.
No.
No, Relic.
Great guess, but no.
Val Venus.
No.
Raven.
Oh.
No.
Brother Runt.
No.
How are we not getting this?
I know.
2009.
Yeah, come on.
TNA. Peak. OSW and TNA. Sean Weltman.
No.
Oh, that's a great shout.
This is great. You're just going to name every wrestler ever until we get there.
Yeah, just tell us.
Oh, wait, one more. One
Okay.
more.
Matt Bentley.
No.
Would you shut up about Matt Bentley every show?
Yeah.
Go on, Steve.
Trevor Murdoch.
No.
Oh,
no.
I know. Don't tell me his name.
Go on.
Jethro Holiday.
Yes!
Well done.
Jethro Holiday. Old Canadian bacon himself.
Fantastic.
Can you do the Canadian bacon clip, but do the whoa, 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 and it reverses and goes back again? Boing, whoa, 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 boing. Can you do that for me, please?
I surely can.
Thank you.
There we go. I was annoyed about Dr. Stevie being special referee because he has heat with Abyss until Taz voiced the exact same problem. He can't be impartial. Yeah. Foley Pearl Harbor with a bat to kick off. Doesn't even have an entrance. Love Abyss wearing mirror match blue flannel to Foley's red. Kick off with Abyss taking a huge stage bump. I yelped out laughing when I saw it. It's like the opener is the closer. You're like, good night, everybody. Everyone whip out the camel lights. Take a breather.
Oh, watch out!
Abyss pops out of the breakaway part of the ramp. Do you like that? Oh, great. Park sets up a barbed wire board on the outside, a barbed wire board on the inside, and take a cactus DDT on it. Foley's hair gets caught in the barb.
Oh, God. He's pulling it out. It's so gross.
And Dr. Stevie chastises and slaps Abyss, answering that partiality. Ice cream sandwich with 2 barbed boards as wafers. The monster is like, fuck you, Stevie, and Abyss hits him with a shock treatment. So Daffers comes out, concerned for Dr. Stevie's well-being, and stays at ringside, and my heart sinks. It's like, do you know in the Iron Claw when Tornado is going to the dealership and he buys a motorcycle and it dawns on you that what happens when he gets on a motorcycle? You're like, oh. Seeing the still unused propped up table on the outside and then Daffer slowly climbs up on the outside of the turnbuckles. I'm like, oh my God, this is the spot. And then TNA director cuts away from it. So she takes the spot for nothing. They miss the spot and she gets a huge concussion.
Yeah. Literally a life-changing injury, wasn't it?
Yeah, really, really bad. So I don't care about the match now. Black hole slam to Stevie on the tax, choke slam to Foley on a barbed wire table, uses Stevie's hands to count to 3 11 minutes, and the TNA original wins. Nice. Oh my God, something that's not brought up, because Mick Foley generally, a lot of really, really nice things to say about him. One of the things that isn't nice is that Mick Foley, he pushed Daffers to do this hardcore stuff. Go out. You need to do this spot. It's integral to this storyline, your spot that you weren't even in the match. And he was like, it'll be as big as me going off the cage at Hell in a Cell 98. I was like, Mick, you're 330 and a man? Do you know? She's a woman. She can't take these crazy bumps. And yeah, she got a really serious concussion about it. And Russo was just saying that Daffers, she is the type of performer where she won't say no to anything. You want her to do it and she'll do it.
Yeah.
She wants to get noticed. This concussion she never fully recovered from, and he says it contributed to her decision to end things.
Yeah. It was very sad. Yeah, I was watching it and they didn't even capture it. It was literally for nothing. A horrific bump. It is sad.
Yeah.
I did still like the match.
Yeah.
We've been really down on Foley and Abyss, with the exception of his incredible match with Angle. I think he's probably been the lowest point of this arc. It's like every show has been, oh my God, his matches suck. I thought this was the perfect smoke and mirrors. Go out there, get crazy bumps, pop the crowd, have a fun match. Thought it was really, really good.
One thing that I really did like, Mick Foley, roly-poly Foley, I was like, I'm done with you. Do you know, go away.
Done with you.
And Abyss, this was, I don't want to see it, but the match, they worked spot to spot and got done as quick as possible. So it's the best you can hope for. But I did like Abyss and Foley break out a taser. I didn't think we'd get 2 taser spots in the last 2 episodes.
The patented TNA talcum powder taser.
Why is it so misty in here?
How does powder get into tasers and acoustic guitars? What's the crack with that in TNA?
A lot of baby powder.
Yeah.
TNA. They're very sweaty men.
I with Steve, I thought this was really good. Played to their strengths, which is this, but not overdoing it.
It wasn't gross.
No, it wasn't gross. I like an old thumbtack spot every now and again. I like an old barbed wire spot every now and again. I like an old silly taser spot every now and again.
Frankly, not enough.
I like an old taser spot every month.
I think he did tase him with it.
But from memory, the best Foley match in TNA.
Wow.
From memory now. From memory.
What about that one with Flair? That comes up on 2010. Oh, yeah.
2 men in their prime.
What did Mick Foley say about Bound for Glory in his book, Mr. Vulture?
He said, and I quote from memory, "The Monsters Ball match in October 2009 with Abyss even got a respectable number of votes from TNA fans for Match of the Year." Who are these fans?
Name them.
Bill, Doug.
Is it one of those conspiracies where you find the name and it's actually, it's the cemetery? All the names are from tombstones.
A. Lincoln, J.F. Kennedy.
Wrestling's Best versus Wrestling's Future. Kurt Angle versus Matt Morgan. Kurt Angle is backstage in a nice blinded room with JB. Kurt says he brought in Matt because he thought he'd be useful, but he's really just a disrespectful punk. I'm going to teach you about respect. Build up included having a frank sit-down interview where Kurt looks quite ill, to be honest. Very low energy. He's very calm. Scarily says, "I'll give everything I can until I can't move anymore." I was like, please don't die in the ring.
Yes.
I give everything I have, and I don't leave anything left in that ring. I give everything I have until I can't move anymore.
I love Kurt. I'll take all the Angle matches I can, but please put your health first. Don't die in the ring. Matt Morgan and Dixie's main point is it'll probably be Matt's best match of his career. Yeah, that's quite honest.
Yep.
And it's true.
Yep.
I don't think they mention it, but it was Matt's carbon footprint that cost Kurt his title at No Surrender. Laid Angle out for, because they have to do the thing with Sting graciously allowing AJ to win the belt. And Angle has to just be on the floor waiting for them. And
That's
then
worse than taking the fucking worm. It takes longer.
44 seconds.
Wow.
Kurt sold for until AJ
What, just a
capitalized.
big boot?
Yeah.
Hunter there going, "You telling me that I could have gotten double the time out of Booker at WrestleMania?"
The look in his face tells me he's cocky, he's confident for sure, but you know what? It's not bragging if you can back it up.
Well, there's a song like that, and I agree with that statement.
Dingu, dingu, dingu. Angle's fast, but Morgan's strong. Out muscling Kurt, like throwing him up and out of the ring. Nasty spill to the outside. Signature back elbows in the corner. Signature white chocolate slide, leg drop, bowling himself outside. Quite like that.
You know what I loved about the opening part of this match is that Angle gets heat on himself because the fans love Angle, and Morgan is beginning to climb up the ranks a bit, but they don't love him, and so Angle rolls out of the ring, gets heat, gets back in, rolls back out, gets heat, and forces the fans to cheer for Matt Morgan. And you, sir, are the greatest wrestler who's ever lived.
Top rope crossbody by Morgan sails right past Angle, but they sell like they hit it. And commentators, I didn't get all of that. Did he? Oh, guess he did. No rewinding on a live show. Follows up with a bicycle kick, but Angle evades. Matt jams his foot on the top turnbuckle.
Oh,
and
Foley. Lockdown 2009. Yeah.
It's all right. And is chop blocked. The crafty veteran Kurt taking control. Taz tells us Morgan's got much longer legs. It's easier for Angle to apply the figure 4. Thank you, Taz. Yeah, I think so. On a taller opponent, it got more room to work with.
Well, not their big chunky legs, though.
Oh, he's got kind of dancer's legs, though. You know?
Morgan?
Yeah.
No, he's got
like
chunkies.
Booker's chunky, do you know?
No, I would say Booker's dancer's legs. What?
Okay,
Steve,
we'll
break this.
We'll get Matt and Booker down. We'll put them on, and we'll see what's easier.
In a tutu?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say that they've both got long, kind of
dancers,
graceful legs.
Graceful, okay.
Swan-like.
Yeah. Like storks.
That's a burial. Matt Morgan, he looks great. I was just marveling at him. Like, he's in great shape, so fast, so athletic, so many qualities he had, but it's like, it wasn't enough to make him a star, do you know? I was thinking why. Obviously, I didn't like his promo as much as you guys, but it's weird that he wrestles. Like, he wrestles Kurt. Kurt's a wrestler, and he tries to mat wrestle Kurt Angle. And I was like, that's a terrible idea. And for a big man as well, he's kind of not using his abilities or his size, you know, instead of like being a dominating giant that swats him down. Well, thankfully, it means the match is better, so I appreciate that. But Kurt outclasses the giant, getting a triple German. Carbon footprint, can't get it done. Angle slam, can't get it done. Ankle lock, nope. Awkwardly escape a powerbomb by tenaciously reapplying Schwaben over into ankle lock. Elevator, 2.999 kick out.
Oh my God, he's so good at it.
That Morgan did it! He did it! Shocked! I'm shocked!
Has anyone ever been a better kick-out man than Kurt Angle? He doesn't even look at the ref.
It's incredible. It got me. Like, I thought he won this, you know? And so does Matt. Blueprint is out of ideas. He doesn't know what else he can do, as we get a quick "this is awesome" chant. Then Morgan sucks chants. Taz disagrees. I don't, because he just had 5 ankle locks applied and goes to the top rope to use that leg strength. Frog splash by Angle, can't seal it. Morgan gets Angle in an electric chair position, roll forward on top of Morgan, and 1, 2, 3, Kurt Angle gets it.
That's a victory off the victory roll. Here is your winner,
The best Matt Morgan match ever.
Since the last Kurt Angle match. Because he's only wrestled Kurt Angle and Abyss.
Yeah, and brilliant match. Yes, it was Kurt Angle. I get it. Kurt Angle can have a great match with pretty much anyone, but Morgan looked like he belonged there in, you know, let's call it a double main event, you know.
Ooh,
yeah,
2 main events.
Yeah, 2 main events.
2 main events,
Yeah.
aka 2 main events.
So let's call it the semi-main. Held his own. 50 minutes with Kurt Angle. You're not gassed. You're keeping up a high pace. Obviously, Kurt's leading him and telling him this, we're doing this, now we'll do this now. And that's fine, because he is the best in the world. No problem. No issue with Kurt winning this match. In fact, I think he should win this match. But I also think that Morgan should get his win back at some point in the future, and I'm not sure if that happens.
No,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't happen.
That's a shame.
I know what you mean. I would rather Matt go over just because they kind of put him over anyway. But I was like, okay, so if he's going to lose, then he can just be in the ring dejected, but the crowd chant for him or clap for him and give him his flowers. And then they just immediately cut to Tenay and Taz and they start, listen to the song we got. Go to iTunes and download. Oh my God. This is what you're working for. Wrestling's future. The fans are clapping for Morgan. Stay on Morgan. He needs this. Do you know? And this is like condensed TNA in a nutshell, getting in its own way, you know?
I think that's a great point. He needs this. I think that's the best way to put it. So let him have his moment. It's like Austin losing at WrestleMania 30. It's obviously not on the same level, but in terms of let it sink in that we are putting ourselves behind this guy. The crowd are reacting. and you need to understand this, i.e. people at home. And in this case, it's like, yeah, you just lost the match. Yeah, that's it.
They never went all out with him. They never gave him that full main event level treatment that they did with Joe at a time and AJ at a time, and then eventually to Bobby Roode, and Magnus got it. This guy's way better than Magnus in 2013. I do think that Nick Aldis eventually became a better overall professional wrestler than Morgan did, but at the time, I 100% would have gone with Morgan over Magnus.
I will say there's a good reason why they just ended. They need to free up Kurt Angle as soon as possible. Because guess who's coming in a couple of weeks? Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, not a couple of weeks. On Thursday.
Oh my God.
He's coming on Thursday. Yeah.
And so, sorry, Matt. We need to have this match as soon as possible. So you're out of luck.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, have we discussed it before? The Kurt Angle onesie over the onesie? Well, like it's a painted on onesie over his onesie?
Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Explain this to me.
So he's got his normal wrestling onesie.
Yeah.
And then painted onto his onesie is another onesie.
Oh,
it
right.
looks like it's the amateur-sized
Yes.
Olympic onesie painted over a wrestling onesie.
Yes.
Because he doesn't want to get his nips out.
Yeah.
Is it like Shawn Michaels with the chaps? He's got a picture of chaps on the chaps.
Oh,
It's
image in my head.
Chapception.
All right. 8 matches down. 1 match left. Because it's time for your main event. It's your main event. It's Sting's final curtain call, question mark, for the TNA Heavyweight Championship. It's the Icon Sting versus AJ Styles, the champion. What's the build?
What's the one?
Oh, what's the Gilles de Builder?
Thank you.
Gilles de Builder.
Let me know.
The Bob the Builder.
Oh,
what's the Bob the Builder?
Bob the Builder. With losses mounting up, AJ considers quitting TNA. He wasn't able to do it with the front line and the Mafia running roughshod, but Sting cuts a motivational speech, lighting a fire under him. The renewed AJ winning his spot in the title match at No Surrender. Sting, believing in AJ even more than wanting the title, allows AJ to get the title, get the win. And so AJ thanks him and rewards him with a shot. Hey, if it's your last match, it'd be an honor to wrestle you in your home state of California at Bound for Glory. So tonight is a babyface versus babyface for the richest prize in TNA. Although if you got a 60 grand bounty, that's probably more than the belt. Belt is what, 5 grand?
Yeah.
As a shoot worry, Sting is Mr. Bound for Glory. Because Dixie loves Sting, every year she drives a dump truck of money to his house to re-sign. And every year he does, and with it he wins at Bound for Glory.
He's won like 4 years in a row now, I think.
It was 6, 7, 8, 3 in a row, I think. 6, 7, and 8.
Okay.
Was it? Okay, fucking hell.
So after a couple of years of I'm winning, it just gets a bit depressing and samey. But thank God they have mentioned Sting's Bound for Glory streak, so TNA, they are aware. And so Sting is more likely to lose. Come on, AJ!
One of the things that you said to me was, you said, Sting, there's a real fine line between passing the torch and just not wanting it anymore. Which side of the line do you stand on, Sting?
There's a Sting promo in the build where they talk about the finish to the main event at No Surrender and him stepping aside to let AJ win. And he says, I didn't pass the torch. I gave it away because I didn't want it anymore.
That's the biggest burial. I don't want
clueless.
This is babyface Sting.
This is
talking to babyface AJ.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
It's like he's treating the title like it's like an 8-year-old TV, 720p. The brightness is gone a bit. He's lost the remote. Sure, you can take it away. Take it. You do me a favor.
You do me a favor.
I just have to put it on adverts. So yeah, it's fine. Seriously.
But what we got left is babyface Sting and babyface AJ, 2 still considerably over talents and doing it at the main event of Bound for Glory. No video packages or walking backstage clips, just entrances and JB introductions. Senior referee gets first mention. Earl Hebner, boo! he has to have a smile at that. Loved it.
TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
AJ in his 5% Susan Komen pants. AJ's hip tossed out, but lands on his feet on the apron. Quick as a cat, not hit by a bat. Springboards off the top over Sting. Flip and stand upright. Crowd pop. Even Sting's impressed. Beat and cracks a smile.
Yeah, and goes like, whoa.
As well he might. He's phenomenal. Stinger lets us know, and AJ know as well, that this is genuinely a gentlemanly sporting contest as he holds open the ropes for AJ to re-enter the ring. Oh my God. And then there's a back body drop and he just goes, whoa, and takes a huge flat back bump. Back and forth and neither can dominate. Elbow Sting, who's straddled on the top turnbuckle. Negotiate into a tombstone position, but it's reversed and Sting hits one. Pretty funny as it reminds you of that dream match from Undertaker and Sting that they just never did. About the stalemate, Taz asks, who's gonna get gassed first? Sting or AJ Styles? Oh, I don't know, Taz. Awkward backflip, reverse DDT denied. Try again and reverse quickly and Stinger death drop. Pretty bad, but the recovery was smooth. AJ sells the sharpshooter, the Scorpion Death Lock. Oh my God! Ah! And I was like, wow, it's like you've never experienced such pain before. Well done.
No! Just think about the out. No!
Pele on the apron. Sting back bumps to the mat perfectly in position for a springboard splash, just like a no surrender. 1, 2, 3. And in 14 minutes, AJ Styles wins, retains the TNA Championship. Whew.
This might be springboard into the splash, into the pin. God!
I was fearful. I was thinking at this point, 8 matches in, wow, this pay-per-view has been good.
Yes.
Other than a couple of matches that were nothing, I was like, this is potentially one of the best TNA pay-per-views I've watched. In the post-2005 Unbreakable era, let's say, I was worried. I was thinking, we've seen this before and it was shit, and Sting has generally been a bit shit and a bit slow and a bit not giving a fuck. and my God, he delivered. Holy shit. And he wasn't even winning the fucking belt. And he gave AJ everything he got. It was the best I've seen Sting in a long, long time up to this point, and potentially one of his best matches in the last 15, 20 years of his career. Brilliant work. In shape as well. You know how much I appreciate Sting being in shape?
No t-shirt.
No fucking t-shirt. He looked great and he kept up with AJ, and my God, he worked like he was 20 years younger. Obviously AJ's AJ. He's going to do what he does, but Sting just gave it back to him. AJ won clean, which shocked me, and I was delighted about that. This is the proper passing of the torch, and I'm glad they had this match. And yeah, fantastic.
What do you think?
God, this match was fucking excellent. Sting came to work, and I think it was obvious that he respects AJ because he kept up, put in the most amount of work that we've seen him ever put in TNA. Absolutely loved it. Obviously, Morgan and Angle was a technically better match, but you absolutely cannot take it from them. It was an absolutely worthy main event of the biggest show of the year, and a worthy kind of closing of this arc as well, Finally, AJ got put over. Holy shit, it only took a year. But yeah, this was fantastic.
Yeah, really happy with this because, as yourself, I was terrified that he'd stink it up Rhino style, just in headlocks and, a lot of abdominal stretches, but none of that tonight. I'm going to try keep up with AJ as best I can, give him the absolute best match I am capable of. Like, they didn't do anything crazy and he was kind of outpaced by AJ, but it's AJ Styles. What are you going to do? But he came to work fantastic. Gracious Sting legs it out of the ring to give AJ his time to shine. But hey, it's your final match, AJ. Get back in here. Like he does, and he hightails it again. So AJ has to grab a mic, and he grabs a mic. TNA production. Oh my God, lads. This is an emotional moment being undercut by TNA's production. So he grabs a second mic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Okay, a third microphone. Okay, can you come back into the ring, please? And so, like, if anyone was wondering, did TNA make edits to their show? No, they don't.
Walk away from the ring. Wait a minute, AJ's asked for the microphone.
Hold on! Sting! Get back in this ring! You've entertained these fans.
AJ, he says, listen, it's your time, it's your spotlight. And Sting is at the top of the ramp and he looks back at him and he's, no, it's your spotlight. And I was like, oh my God, two ultra baby faces, both conceding ground to each other. It's so nice. AJ, not only is AJ the ultimate babyface, he's just won the main event of their WrestleMania. He's their world champion, but he concedes the time to shine to the old vet. And a lovely, warm and happy kind of Christmas time finish to the end of Bound for Glory. So well done, lads.
I'd say you said it was a fitting end to the arc. I mean, this would be a fitting end to TNA as a company.
Shut it down.
This actually may have been the peak.
Yeah, it would never get better
company.
than this. They would never be even close to this.
Yeah,
there was so much hope coming out of it as well.
Yeah. And then
we haven't had hope.
I actually think it may have been announced only like a week or two after the show.
Really?
Hogan was coming in.
Signing.
Yeah.
So
oh my God, the fucking sword of Damocles actually slipping, Holy shit.
So let's take it to the aftermath.
Speaking for everyone at TNA, we thank you for joining us on this special night, this very special moment. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being a part of Bound for Glory 2009.
Welcome to the aftermath. V1, sir, what did you make of Bound for Glory 2009?
I enjoyed this show so much. I think TNA, since early 2009, you can probably even argue since the end of 2008, have been on an aggressive downslide in terms of quality, in terms of writing, booking, getting over new talent. I think it's been like a frightening year. I think they did irreparable damage to their company and their brand that they never got over. They never got over the damage that the Main Event Mafia did to their homegrown baby faces. But doesn't matter because we're reviewing this show and I thought it was fantastic. I wish they had a bigger crowd. I think it's a sign of the times that they did have such a hard time filling seats.
Oh my God, last year was 5,000, this year 2,400.
There you go.
Next year 3,500. So this is the trough. It's the lowest attended Bound for Glory since the first one.
Okay, so it's very, very telling of what happened in the past year, but the show was great. Man, the opener was the best X Division match that we've probably covered on this arc. Thought that the women's tag match was fine at like 2 or 3 minutes. You've got
great.
Yeah. I thought Eric Young and Hernandez and Kevin Nash had a fun match. I think EY is not going to be pushed that high, but the match was good. The tag match, the ladder match was excellent. I thought it was loads of fun. ODB is super over. Lasher and Joe, to me, was probably the low point of the entire show. I thought that they lost the crowd, and it wasn't the fault of the wrestlers. It was the fault of the people who put the match together. They underestimated their fan base, and they didn't know what they wanted. Abyss Foley was the best Abyss match. It was the best Foley match we've had of the arc. Maybe, no, Angle and Abyss was better. Angle Morgan was awesome. To me, match of the show. Matt Morgan looked like an absolute star, and fitting main event. Sting looked great, put AJ over, and a happy ending, which we don't get enough of in professional wrestling.
Or especially TNA.
Yeah.
Love just the heels battering the baby faces.
Yeah.
Then it just kind of peters out. But fantastic. So great pay-per-view overall. What do you think, Ozzy?
Yeah, 100% the same. Highly recommend anyone to watch this. It's free on YouTube. If you have any interest in TNA around this period, maybe not too many do, and it's only got like 200,000 views.
Most of that's me.
You know what I did? I gave them a like.
Oh, yeah.
Because I liked the pay-per-view. I liked the show. Thank you for giving this to me for free. And, you know, we were on such a downer leading into this review. You know, the last few shows just not been good. And even after all that, and even after seeing all these wrestlers, we've been doing this arc for like a year and a half, and I still thoroughly enjoyed this pay-per-view after having gone pretty in-depth into this arc and the wrestlers within it. I am so happy that we could end on this pay-per-view and end specifically at the end with Sting and AJ and the ballyhoo there. So, yep, brilliant.
Oh, fantastic. I guess we'll have to agree. Yeah, I was like, thank God TNA broke the run of horrible pay-per-views with isolated good matches. You know, this pay-per-view was really quite enjoyable on a whole. Larger crowd, even if it's mostly papered, who are up for it all night, lots of chants, you know, very happy fans. I liked the great variety of matches. Like, we had an Ultimate X Spot Fest, women's tag, women's triple threat, men's triple threat, TLC triple threat, Joe tries and fails at MMA, hardcore gimmick plunder, baby, straight wrestling with the best in the world, Kurt Angle versus a young lion, and the main event with best in the world, AJ versus the old guard. The right guy won, and with a lovely feel-good ending. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. You should go check it out. I have another segment. Let's take it to that right now. We're in the new segment. I was just thinking about the overall Main Event Mafia storyline that we've spent 13 episodes on. I have like a kind of main negative and main positive. Main negative, the baby faces are a year older and they're no better for it. They're no higher on the pecking order. AJ only won the belt because Sting let him. How insulting. Cockface Joe. Daniels was missing for a lot of it, and I don't have a fourth guy to mention because they didn't put a fourth guy over. EY, I guess. Yeah, but we got a year's worth of TV programming, so that's something. People got paid, not TNA, but someone. The positive is the concept of this. I maintain the Main Event Mafia storyline is a fantastic idea, and the start of it was really strong. It's just when push come to shove and it's time to put the baby faces over and like close this storyline, they just couldn't do it. So they kind of just delayed it. They had a diversion with Christian, then they had a diversion with Mick Foley, and then it just kind of petered out because like AJ gets the big win, but it's not the TNA frontline beating the Mafia. It's just, here, I don't want it. Do you want a thing? I'm going to throw it out. If you want it, you can have it.
I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to turn around, and if it's gone when I turn back, so good.
Listen, they don't pick out the garbage till Thursday, so... The other thing was quite funny. It was rumoured that why did the TNA Mafia arc end, the storyline? It's like Dixie said, I don't like this storyline. Can we move on? And that was it.
I mean, she was correct.
Yeah, is there a better reason to end a storyline if it's just not working? Nah, don't like it. Move on.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad they stayed
you
there.
got to get in the writing room and you got to give it an ending. Which I feel that they didn't really do it, because Booker T didn't lose his belt. He went, I'm injured. Nash got screwed. Sting stepped aside.
Joe was put in a feud with somebody that's nothing to do with this.
And got battered.
Yeah.
And Steiner looked like Goldberg in 2003 in this match. He fucking battered everyone. So yeah, it was very weird, kind of wishy-washy ending,
But was it worth it? It gave us Nashy and the Kashi.
Yeah.
I can't overstate how much fun he has been the entire arc. And everyone's favorite episode of Impact, the Main Event Mafia takeover.
Yeah. Black Rain. Black Snow.
Yeah.
Man, like one of my all-time favorite moments in wrestling. Just like howling with laughter at the hilarity of Booker T.
And not just that episode, but generally throughout this arc, he has been fucking brilliant and hilarious. His comic timing is amazing.
And then there was a promo backstage where it was like him and Steiner, and they were giving out about the Brits, and they were like, who's this? The Billiam and British Brutus. Yes!
Matter of fact, when you leave our locker room, you go over there, you tell Doug, Dan, Don, whatever, and British Brutus, whatever, tell them to stay out of our way.
So that is the end of the Main Event Mafia story arc, but it is not the end of the Main Event Mafia. Reunion, perhaps, is coming up. Main Event Mafia Reunion of 2011. 9999, the immortal date, the birth of the Dreamcast, brother. 10-10-10, the immortal date, they're here, brother. But who are immortal?
And by the way, what you gonna do when TNA and all these maniacs become #1 in the world just for you?
A little over 2 months from now is the official next milestone of TNA. January 4th, 2010, Hogan and Bischoff arrive. They want control of TNA like the valiant, altruistic baby faces they are. Dixie Carter, now a TV personality, is the on-air owner. Late 2010, Abyss kept referring to a mysterious they. And 10-10-10, it's revealed they're here. Sorry, they're here.
Misspelling there. It's just the most TNA thing. THE or E.
Oh, they're here. Yeah. Hogan, Bischoff, Abyss, Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy.
Okay, a fivesome.
Hogan and Bischoff wanted to control TNA. Abyss was their lackey monster, blindly doing their bidding. Jarrett was the jilted former owner who felt screwed over by Dixie and her daddy's money. Jeff Hardy wanted to be TNA champion and was tired of letting the people dictate his success. By this time in early 2011, Immortal has formed an alliance with Ric Flair's faction, Fortune, headed by AJ Styles, which is TNA's version of the Four Horsemen. So this heel supergroup of Immortal and Fortune are murderizing TNA.
Ooh, nice set the scene there.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so this 2011 reunion lasts a solid 2 weeks, 3 weeks. All right, let's take you through it.
January 13, 2011. Backstage, Crimson jumps Abyss from behind, growling, February 3rd, they're coming for each and every member of Immortal.
Oh, by the way, Crimbo here is
Crimbo.
Amazing Red's kayfabe brother.
January 20th, the highlight. Crimson reaffirms his February 3rd statement.
Angle's hot at Jarrett for flaunting his mean ex-wife in front of him. They have a confrontation, but Jarrett sends his goons, Gunner and Murphy, instead. The Olympic gold medalist kicks the shit out of them, so the entire Immortal goons converge and batter him. To close the show,
Abyss comes out onto the stage, does his pose.
Full diaper here.
Yeah, full with arms wide open. And then, like a falling tree, falls forward. Janice stuck in his back.
Janice, obviously named after Dixie Carter's mom, Janice.
Crimbo walks out, and then
Mary Crimbo.
It is like, they're coming. Fade to black.
Amazing in a way and completely stupid in another
So
more
happy.
accurate way. But he's literally murdered this man. And he's smiling. The image is great though, because, you know, you've seen this in horror movies. Thought it was great. January 27th, Morgan helps them out and Scott Steiner returns.
Immortal are putting the boots to Kurt, so Crimson makes the save. Flair's hot and makes a huge gauntlet match. Kurt and Crimson versus everyone in Immortal, including these two lads who want me to remember their name. Gunner, and he moves on.
Scott.
He doesn't say Murphy.
He doesn't say Murphy?
He
Wow.
doesn't say... Oh, it's so funny.
You got these two guys who want a spot on the roster and want me to know their names. Gunner and his pal, you got them too.
Kurt takes a call. Hey, we won't be alone tonight. Turns out it's Morgan, who's immediately stuffed out. But the lights go out and it's
Steiner!
Scott Steiner! Woo! Steiner with a pipe and a suit. So, Kurt, Steiner, 2 out of the 5 members, yeah.
But where, you say, are the other members?
Do.
I know where 2 of them are.
Who is going to enter at number 21?
Can you dig it?
Oh, yeah! Booker T! This is what pay-per-view's all about, because you never know! God, take a chill pill. No, wait, it's a mark-out moment. A mark-it-out, bro.
January 30th, 3 days later, Booker T and Nevin Cash enter the Rumble. What do you think a bit of that?
Booker T, it was so... Well, he came out and his bit is only about 90 seconds. And I was more annoyed because this is Cole and Matt Striker just bickering and, oh, you're a stupid Mark for getting excited. Calm down. Are you telling me to stop enjoying wrestling, is it? But I did love in the crowd, someone knew ahead of time because the sign was WrestleMania, we coming for you, N. Little white kid in the crowd. It was just hilarious.
Yeah.
Are we going to see it? Yes, there it is!
Booker T coming out, which was awesome. 68 seconds of brilliance, you know.
He just does all of his spots.
It comes out, yeah, he's like spinneroony, scissors kick, bookend. Yeah, absolutely awesome. And then just, whoop, gets yeets. He gets yeeted out.
Gets yeeted, okay. And Nevin Cash, do you like his...
Nevin Cash, man, comes out on number 32, because, you know, this is the 40-man Royal Rumble.
Oh,
you know?
wonderful.
Yeah,
more of them,
yeah,
please.
longer than ever.
Who are those Mexicans from the 97 Rumble? What are they doing? Come on out.
Late entries for the SmackDown stars paying off.
Holy you gotta be kidding me! Big Daddy Cool Diesel! What? Diesel's back!
He's in for like 2.5 minutes, but that's because it takes him ages to walk down because his knees are knackered, you know?
Oh man, he's hobbly.
Yeah.
But, like, he looks great. He's got the hair dye in and he puts on his wanking glove. Man,
Yeah.
that crowd in New York City, they love him. Oh my God, because they're chanting for him, Diesel, Diesel. And it's like, well, my spot is I'm taking a 619, so I'm not moving from here. And then he gets hoofed out. Oh,
he does nothing.
Yeah, it's hilarious because he's way over.
Yeah.
You know? But this is a case of like, okay, you're over now, but like if you gave him 2 weeks, check the crowd again and he won't be over at all.
I hope that they got paid well, because like I would imagine your earning ability for a longer run in TNA is probably higher, but they're probably thinking like, oh man, come in for the Rumble, get that Legends contract, you know, get 50, 60 grand a year for doing fucking nothing.
Get
you
a
know?
new action figure.
Yeah, probably get put in the game.
Was it this? He was actually heavily featured this year with...
Nash texted himself.
Yes.
Oh,
Was it this
my
year
God.
or next
yeah,
year?
Yeah, 2011. Yeah, that's this year.
Oh, it was this one? Okay, wow.
Main Event Nevin.
Main Event. Did Punk no fucking favors, did he?
Oh my God.
You want to see the text message my little sister Shalene sent me last night? OMG, Kevin Nash, WTF, thought he was dead, LOL.
So Booker and Nash are in WWE and this reunion is boned. What did TNA do?
February 3rd, the big date comes. Bischoff says, there's no day. There's nobody coming. Nash, take the new money, get your new action figure, dye your hair. And that's what he did. Booker, who cares? Sting.
Yes, he was on hiatus, supposed to return for this, but instead just took a few more weeks off and returned a month later to feud with RVD. And he ended up beating Immortals champion Jeff for the belt.
So no Main Event Mafia. What did TNA do instead? AJ's faction fortunes split from Immortal. So Immortal lose AJ, Beer Money and Kaz. AJ goes on a tirade against Bischoff as Angle, Crimson and Steiner quietly enter the ring and join them. I remember this happening and I was thinking the guts of Immortal are now gone. Immortal are beaten. This is the end. There's no feud anymore.
Okay, but the Hardys, but you've got Rob Terry.
Oh, shit.
You've got Gunner. And you've got Murphy. Beat that.
Bring back Rocco and Sal, the fucking fat lads from 2008. Bring back those lads.
They're out playing on their motorbikes. Okay, and that is it for the reunion of 2011. It is not the end of the Main Event Mafia 2013 reunion.
My own new Main Event Mafia. The new Main Event Mafia will rise. Aces and eights, you're gonna fall.
In this time in TNA, they're run roughshod by the Aces and Eights. Who are the Aces and Eights? 2008, Dark Knight comes out. Great movie. Features Heath Ledger as a beautifully fresh, anarchic take of the Joker. 2011, Sting finally watches it. And Sting becomes Joker Sting. 2008, FX's Sons of Anarchy airs a huge hit about a biker gang in California. 2012, TNA finally get around to it and so create a biker gang with a secret leader.
With the same entrance theme and everything. The gin, 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 gin. Oh, it's brilliant. That's Taker, by the way.
Aces and Eights, The Dead Man's Hand, which is a poker reference of Wild Bill Hickok, a folk hero / lawman. He was holding this hand when he was shot dead. And that's why it's named that. They use biker terminology like president, vice president, sergeant at arms, prospect, etc., etc. No one was a fully fledged member until they were patched in, i.e. do something dastardly and have your leather vest sewn with the group's patch.
Is it just me? Or is it friggin' hot in here?
What is he talking about?
Taz!
What in the hell?
What the hell's this about?
The upside is that it was laid out quite well. Like every few weeks they'd have a new member join, be unmasked, haha, you're with us. The downside is that it's TNA and there's no stars and it's Mike Knox, it's Luke Gallows, it's the other lad Anderson, there's Wes Briscoe, there's Garrett Bischoff, there's D'Lo Brown.
Fucking Bilo. Taz.
Yes. All the while, its president remained anonymous. And it wasn't revealed until March 2013 when Bully Ray turned heel and disclosed that he had used TNA General Manager Hulk Hogan and TNA on the payroll, his daughter Brooke Hogan, to become the world champion. So with the numbers and the title, Aces and Eights were murderizing TNA.
June 13th, Sting announces the Main Event Mafia are returning to take on Aces and Eights.
Just when I thought I was out, they sucked me right back in!
Sting comes out. He had been attacked by Aces and Eights the previous week, and he started giving out, saying not one wrestler from the back came out to aid me.
Did he come to anyone else's aid? Silence.
Ever.
Speaks volume.
Ever.
No.
Yeah. He said, Aces and Eights are running this place because they have each other's backs. I have to create my own family, one that I can trust. We can band together and take TNA back from Aces and Eights.
It was a really good promo, but DX I'd buy. HBK and Triple H as a family, you know, they've been through thick and thin over decades. He was only really part of the Mafia for a handful of months before
he literally broke away.
Yeah, he just threw them under the bus.
He didn't even raise a glass when they joined together.
Yeah.
He just walked off and was like, yeah, see you later, Sting.
Yeah, like he was
the least family member
yes,
of this
absolutely,
family.
Absolutely. So it was a good promo.
It's funny, TNA are like, they're not the kings of subtlety, because he just says, I need the Mafia, the Main Event Mafia. I'm saying it specifically so you know what I'm on about. They're gonna rise, you're gonna fall.
The new Main Event Mafia will rise. Aces and Eights, you're gonna fall.
June 20th, Angle is revealed as the second member of the Mafia.
Sting and Ray are in the ring, jaw-jacking at each other. Bully Ray, he's so patient with Sting, because like, yeah, I'm going to do something. And Sting takes off his jacket, and then he starts unbuttoning his shirt. One button at a time.
An ice age.
And then his cuffs, it was like, this must be an expensive shirt. Because I don't want to wear a shirt that'll get ruined. So you're just going to have to talk for 60 seconds while I undress.
Like, Steve, come on, mate. If you're going to do this, you've got to go to Pennies.
Yeah.
You've got to get a pack of 2 white shirts for like €11.
Yeah.
And then you can get in there and you can just pop it off. And, you look awesome and you're only down $5.50. It's great. You still have the second shirt, mate. You know?
And instead he gets Kurt Angle and an ankle lock.
That's Angle! It's Kurt Angle with the ankle lock on Bully Ray. Stay right in his face.
June 27th, Samoa Joe is the third member.
Yeah, Kurt Angle recaps the original Main Event Mafia run. Family comes and goes, generation to generation, but real family sticks together. And our mission statement is 1. Destroy. They should have got a PowerPoint presentation for this.
Oh.
1. Destroy Ace and Nates. And 2. End Bully Ray's title reign. Because first you get the title, then you get the power, then you get the sugar. Later that night, it's Ace and Nate's Ken Anderson versus Samoa Joe. Wacka Good brothers try to interfere and Main Event Mafia come in for the save. After a successful scooching, Joe celebrates with them. He does the MEM sign and is a new member.
Oh, we are out. Yeah, Joe is back. No cock on the face.
No.
He's looking better. Yeah.
He invested in those dude wipes.
The real Main Event Mafia member. Speaking of which, July 4th, Brutus Magnus announced as the 4th member of the Main Event Mafia.
Joe with his big Jelvis open collar and new suit. Angle calls number 4 here. Pip does the future, but he's the here and now of TNA, putting him over huge. Magnus! Great in a suit, Aldous exclaims. I had to think about it. Yeah, for only like a second. When opportunity knocks, you answer the door. And thanks, Joe, especially for putting him on the map with their recent great matches.
I had to think about it for about a split second.
July 11th, Rampage Jackson announced as the 5th member, Mr. T himself.
Oh my God. Kurt was like, Bully Ray, it's the first time ever. You're going to defend your title and you're going to be by yourself. You're going to look to your left and you're going to look to your right. And then you're going to look all around. And he does a twirl. He died. He's like, you're definitely a babyface, sir.
When I say Mafia, I'm talking about Joe, I'm talking about Kurt, Magnus, myself, and our heavy hitter, Rampage Jackson! What? Get out of here!
Rampage Jackson comes out. He is the 5th member of the Main Event Mafia. Chris Sabin wins the TNA title at Destination X. Oh my God. But Bully quickly files an injunction to force a title match at the next pay-per-view. There was crazy shenanigans going on. So although the belt's off Bully, he's still circling the scene and he hasn't been vanquished. The Main Event Mafia must continue on. Which is great because now we'll have the peak of the angle.
The peak of TNA. August 1 warning, Jay. Tell me, your favourite event in TNA history. Tito Ortiz joins TNA.
Oh my God, it's the August 1 warning. Blurry creepo warp voice. My arrival tonight will shock you. Stay tuned.
Holy shit.
Step in front of me, you will get dropped. You have been warned. Stay tuned, because I'm
At the end of Impact,
Mafia and Aces and Eights have a bit of a brawl. Ace and Eights roll to the outside, most noticeably and notably Ken Anderson.
Yes.
And then in the ring you've got the Mafia, and then all of a sudden, take us down from there, Jay. Take it away.
Ding, 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 ding. Who a gladiator?
Have you got a pin?
Oh my God, everybody legends, because you were saying they had great crowds, you know?
Yeah.
And, well, you know, you can certainly see the crowd.
Yes.
You cannot hear the crowd. If you wanted a crystal clear recording of Tito Ortiz's theme song, you got it.
So you're telling me that the August 1st Tito Ortiz entrance is now the master recording
Yeah.
of Tito's entrance theme?
I like what makes it beyond the crowd being appalled and shocked into silence is Mr. Anderson, because he has to sell it. The cameras are up in his grill. What have he got? Sell it, and he's just like scratching the head, stretching. And it's like, we have 3 minutes left of TV time.
It's like, how many times do we have to talk about this with TNA? Like, stop injecting mixed martial arts into your pro wrestling. And at least in previous times, they had UFC stars, you know what I mean? And I know Tito and Rampage are both former UFC stars, but they're current Bellator, Bellator is like the TNA of MMA. You know what I mean?
You have that in a t-shirt.
It was number 2. That's only because there was only 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fucking hilarious, man. Oh my God.
What the hell? Wow. August 1 warning. Identity revealed as the MMA legend Tito Ortiz.
There's a Tito promo on the August 8th show. Tito says, yeah, people have questions. The fans, there's millions of questions. And I don't have many answers.
At least he's honest.
I know the million of fans that are watching and here tonight have lots of questions. I don't have too many answers.
August 15th, Hardcore Homecoming.
Okay, so Devon's out, a spot just freed up. Good thing too, as Tito Ortiz swerves the Main Event Mafia and joins Aces and Eights.
No, why, Tito? Why? Please.
Because Bully Ray didn't even need the ball peen hammer or whatever. He was just able to roll up and this sexy penetration pin to Chris Sabin. But the big thing about this, not the title change, was Taz in shorts, looks like a child. Because he has a cap on as well. It's like, who is this lost child in the ring?
Someone needs to get him a cap that has a propeller on
Yes.
it. It would just be incredible.
It'd be really great. It would be great.
August 22, AJ replaces Angle in the Main Event Mafia.
Yeah, sadly, Angle legit went to rehab for his addiction issues, so that kind of kills the Main Event Mafia. But AJ in there, always a solid replacement.
September 12th, No Surrender. TNA announced that Bellator have pulled Rampage and Ortiz from TNA due to their upcoming Bellator fight.
August 1 was for nothing.
It's just one thing after another, isn't it? Just when you think we've got them.
You know what's even funnier? Tito would go on to hurt his neck and then their fight was cancelled and it never happened. It never happened.
Were they supposed to be fighting each other?
Yeah, the Bellator. Yeah.
The Bellator twins.
Yeah. Oh, you can lock up, but you can't turn. That's all I got. Main Event Mafia unable to break Ace and Nates, but they didn't need to. Just like the Mafia in 2009, they disintegrated from within. 2 Ace and Nates members, President versus Vice President, Bully Ray versus Ken Anderson, were at odds ever since Bully ditched Hogan's daughter and started hanging around Brooke Tessmacher. Solid upgrade.
Yeah.
and the group didn't agree. The linchpin holding them together was Bully Ray's world title, being in the Aces and Eights. But at Bound for Glory, Bully lost the world title. So we've got nothing now. So newly babyface Ken Anderson fought Bully at the next pay-per-view. If I win, Aces and Eights disband. And they did.
What the hell? Overshot! No! Bully Ray! No! Anderson's got the hammer! Hit him with the hammer! Hit him with the mic check! Cover and pin one! No! Pin two! Aces and Eights are history! No! Aces and Eights are history! No! No, this can't be! Oh my God! Oh my God, I can't believe this! No!
Okay, before you go on any further, do you know how the November 7th episodes of Impact opens up?
Go on.
We are backstage and we get Dixie Carter walking arm in arm with OSW legend himself, Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Oh,
yeah! He has a Brucey bonus appearance.
He's back.
You're the Pac-Man Jones, the Pac-Man Jones, the Pac-Man Jones. And so she gives him a big hug and says, "You're always welcome here," and all that jazz.
Starts punching out strippers, throwing at suits.
Just throwing the money around everywhere. Yeah.
Finally, November 7th, Sting announces their mission is accomplished and they have parted ways.
This year I reformed Main Event Mafia for two main reasons. One, to get rid of Bully Ray as world champion. And number two, to keep Aces and Eights at bay. And today, November 7th, we as a family can say, job accomplished.
In June, he formed the Main Event Mafia and stated that we had two goals: remove the world title from Bully Ray and rid TNA of Aces and Eights. And we've done that. We're being pulled in all different directions, so we'll go our separate ways.
Sting says to Kurt, "You'll be world champion again." He would. Impact UK Wembley Arena in January 2015, he tapped out the Lasher, got that belt. Samoa Joe, "You'll be champion again too." Never in TNA, but he finally would in AEW the end of 2023. What do you think about that, OSC?
I don't think he should have been world champion, but there you go. Well done. I'm delighted for him because it's Joe and he's had a great career. But no way should he be world champion.
Magnus, you will get your first world title, and he would in 2014. And what about Sting? "My path is to sort out the little shits in the locker room," which is hilarious since that's what made him join the Main Event Mafia in the first place in 2009. What's he saying there?
"I hate the punks who want something for nothing, want to start on top and never pay their dues. And intentionally or not, dusts off a bit of original Main Event Mafia. I have respect for this business. Mucho respect."
I was like, don't say mucho respecto. please, Sting.
Mucho respect for it. Stinger out.
I have respect for this business. Mucho respect for it.
Yeah.
You know what? So you've learned nothing, Sting.
Although he is quite nice in that he ended up putting over Robert Roode. I was like, I assure you, he's very respectful. Come on. And he put him over, as well as putting over EC3 at Genesis 2014. And he put over Magnus, also at Genesis 2014 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Putting over the young upstarts.
Barely 12 years in the business.
There you go. Fantastic. And that ends the sordid final chapter of the Main Event Mafia. Oh, fantastic.
We're out.
Yeah, that is the end of it. Yeah,
sad in a way.
Yeah.
I think I was in my 30s when we started this arc.
The Main Event Mafia.
Yeah.
We were young, spry men. Virile.
We were young, snot-nosed brats who didn't put in the work, didn't have the hunger backstage, you know?
And the book is closed, never to be spoke of again. Right?
Question. Okay, we just dipped the toe. Just on this limited jaunt through 2011, 2013, how do you feel? Obviously, no time soon, but like future.
Yeah, we'll do Hogan and TNA, of course.
Oh, wow.
Obviously.
Okay. All right, and how do you feel about Aces and Eights?
Ask me 5 years after that.
So, OSW is on the books.
In the pocket.
Out of sight.
The TNA Main Event Mafia story arc done, dusted, complete. Book on the shelf, laminated. dust covers on, you know. Crazy. It's got a new horizons. Got a blank canvas, a fresh restart. OSW next time. But coming up next, what do? It is our off season. It's going to be amazing because each of the hosts going to choose anything we want to review, and there's going to be a little bit of a fan choice in there as well. Ooh. And we also got the old Golden Nogger Awards.
Wow.
Where we hot dog and grandstand about the last arc for about 2 hours.
Mostly us. Then we give out about the fans liking the wrong things.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Oh, fantastic. So hope you'll join us for that, and thank you for staying with us for over 13 years of OSW. A podcast domination of likes, subscribes, ringing of bells.
He's fucking done it.
It's too late. It's 2.5 hours into the show. No one's listening.
Shite. Splicey this into the start.
Ooh, I love it. So that just gives us, until we meet again, it's going to be V1.
Take a boo.
OSE.
Bidoo.
And myself, Jay Hunter. We'll see if I can beat 2.5 times. Probably not. Probably OSE sweep the board as usual. And remember, a winner is you.